Can't stop me, I'm unbeatable, I'm unbeatable, I'm unbeatable.
Couple minutes no score. Every time they wanna clash, the winners kicking through the door. I am unbeatable. Chances running out of stock, and we're running out the clock. I fail once, never stop. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah.
Don't go anywhere. This is going to be epic. The British Basketball League is delighted to bring you a matchup that is absolutely box office. The London Lions suffered their first defeat of the season this week in Europe. They are up against a team who last time they met took them to overtime. It's the Newcastle Eagles. Settling down with some popcorn is Josh Beck alongside a man with 119 international caps for GB. It's Dan Clark. Enjoy this one.
Thank you, Tahir, and welcome, British Basketball League fans, to the Virtu Motors Arena for the second installment of a titanic struggle. The last time London and Newcastle met in the British Basketball League, they produced arguably the game of the season so far. The Newcastle Eagles lost to the London Lions in overtime to a score of 109 and 104. The Eagles will be looking for revenge and to make amends after giving up a 10-point lead in the fourth quarter to the unbeaten London Lions. Well, the Lions will be looking to continue their incredible winning streak in the league, only losing their first game this week in all competitions after losing to Paris this week in the Euro Cup. Lions will be looking to get back to winning ways. Well, good evening, British Basketball League fans. I am your commentator, Josh Beck, for tonight's game for the Newcastle Eagles versus the London Lions. And tonight, I'm proud to be alongside former GB and Manchester Giants player, currently GM of the Surrey Scorchers, Dan Clark. Dan, welcome. This is going to be an exciting showdown. These two teams, of course, what a game we had the last time they met.
Yeah, Josh, it's great to be here. Obviously, an amazing game we've got insight in this evening. Really looking forward to it. Both coming off losses, so it'll be interesting to see who can bounce back and get that win.
You know, the Eagles, they've been on a bit of a losing streak, but one thing we've noticed about them in the last game against the Leicester Riders, they have a lot of fight in them.
Yeah, they're a fiery team, an emotional team, and it'll be important for them this evening to channel that energy and focus on the game in hand because they've got a tough opponent in front of them.
Now, of course, when we look at their opponents, the London Lions, how can we break down this imperious, unbeatable superstar team?
I mean, I think until Tuesday evening, it was hard to break them down. I think obviously Tuesday coming off their first loss, it'll be interesting to see how they bounce back. But I mean, they've got an amazing team, talent in abundance, and it's more of a gelled team than last year, I think. So it will be great to see how they react to the adversity that came with Tuesday.
Well, as we mentioned, London Lions currently unbeatable here in the British Basketball League. Let's take a look now at the league standings here. As we mentioned, London Lions currently a record of 10-0. Newcastle Eagles slumping down to 3-5. And Dan, you got to think with this game, it's a big, big game for the Eagles, especially here at home.
Yeah, huge. I mean, in the British Basketball League, it's extremely important to win your home games. I mean, they've got a tough task in front of them with the London Lions, who are 10-0 in the league this year. But yeah, if you don't win your home games in the British Basketball League, you're going to struggle and you're going to be, mid-table downwards.
Well, speaking of wins, we're going to take a look now at the fixtures and results so far this week from the league. It started on Wednesday with the Plymouth City Patriots. They lost at home to the Sheffield Sharks. Leicester Riders coming back from a big deficit against Dan Surrey Scorchers. While tonight, going on with this one, the Flyers will be taking on the Phoenix, but on Sunday, it's going to be about Plymouth City Patriots taking on the Surrey Scorchers. And to finish up the week, we'll be watching Caledonia Gladiators as they will be hosting the Leicester Riders. Well, Basel fans, it is time to double screen because now we have two games running concurrently in the British Basketball League on the YouTube channel, but also you can see this game live as well. But on the other stream, Flyers will be looking to make it 6 wins in a row as they currently take on the Cheshire Phoenix. They have two teams in form currently this year in the league, and this game's being covered by Tahir Hadjit and head coach of Leicester Riders, Rob Paternostra. Again, that game tipped off moments before this one, as this game goes on now currently between the London Lions and the Newcastle Eagles. Well, Basel fans, we will be providing updates on that game as this one goes on currently here at the Virtus Motors Arena, currently here in Newcastle. But at the moment, we're going to take a short little break and we will be back momentarily. Walsh able to secure this one, throws a long pass. Are you kidding me? Oh my goodness! Give these guys some credit. Again, time, and Anderson threw it down with no regard.
Saw the Lions over the line. Olaseni with the freedom of the key to jam it home.
He rocked the rim.
Getting handoff now. Pipkins goes up. Oh, baby!
My gosh.
Are you kidding me? Jalen Pipkins has arrived to the building. Well, took a body with him and just said good night.
Just like baby, I've been joining forces with the likes of an A-team. Jumping off a building just to be stimulating. Now I'm reaching new heights. I'ma need the off-white. Lights, camera, action, we ready to roll. Alright, places, everybody, let's put on a good show. Big time!
Welcome back, British Basketball League fans. We're currently live here at the Newcastle Eagles Virtu Motors Arena for what is going to be an epic showdown of a rematch where these two teams took it to overtime in the last game. I'm Josh Bennett, currently alongside former GB international player who featured for the Manchester Giants, but currently GM of the Surrey Scorchers, Dan Clark. But now we're going to take a look at some of the key players that you want to look out for in this game. And Dan, I got to tell you, the one player we need to look out for is this man, Taj Green.
Yeah, Taj Green, hugely important for the Newcastle Eagles this evening. Coming off a difficult couple of weeks emotionally, I think. Obviously had a confrontation with the Leicester Riders a couple of weeks back. A bit of a confrontation with his coach, Mark Stutel, in the game against Bristol last weekend as well. So it'll be interesting to see how he comes back, but he's extremely important for the Eagles tonight.
Well, one of the players that he's going to have to really help alongside him is that man, Larry Osman. He is dynamite whenever he's on the floor for the Eagles.
He is definitely dynamite. He's always looking to get that advantage. I would say Larry this year has been great, has been good, but we're still waiting for one of those breakout performances where he grabs the game by the scruff of the neck and really is that X factor for the Newcastle Eagles.
Larry Osman Jr., definitely an X factor, as you mentioned, a game changer. But again, one of the players he will be looking to go up here against tonight is the backcourt superstar of the London Lions, this man, Connor Morgan.
I mean, what a player for the London Lions this year. I think it's a huge upgrade on what they had in previous years. But in the same breath as Larry Osman, I think we're still waiting for Connor to have that breakout game. We all know he can shoot. We all know he's an extremely intelligent player. And we're just waiting for him to have that big game that we all know he can have.
Well, the next player to look out here for the London Lions, your former Great Britain teammate. You know, I have to say, he's one of the best big men in Europe, as we saw in the FIBA Eurobasket qualifiers, Gabe Olaseni.
Yeah, Gabe, as you said, one of the best in Europe. You know, he knows exactly what he's good at, what he's not good at. And he's one of the best players at punishing you for your mistakes. He's always in the right position, always knows where he has to be on the court, on both ends of the floor. So I love watching Gabe play. I love watching him as a person and the way he carries himself on the court. And it'll be a pleasure to watch him again tonight.
Well, he got Great Britain qualified for the Eurobasket. He's here tonight to make sure the Lions stay unbeatable, and he's going to do it against his Great Britain coach, Mark Stutel. But, you know, one player we have to talk about, last season's most valuable player, Sam Dekker, the former NBA superstar. I mean, arguably, probably last season, the best player in the British Basketball League.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, having Sam Dekker back on the court is great for the whole of British basketball, not just the league, but basketball in this country. You know, he's a generational talent that we might not have seen before in this league, you know, so it's great to have him back on the court after his ankle injury over the summer. You know, I think we saw glimpses of what he's able to produce against Paris midweek, so hopefully we can get more of those this evening.
Well, Basel fans, we're going to take a look at the starting lineups of these two teams, and we're going to begin with the home side, Mark Stutel's Newcastle Eagles. With their starting lineup, you're going to see Ricky McGill in the backcourt along with Jordan Johnson. Whitfield will play the three. Will Neighbor now coming into the lineup, while Del Pesh will be the big man inside for the Eagles. That is your starting five for Mark Stutel's team tonight. London Lions, on the other hand, Petar Bozic. Again, it's like a team of superstars. Pick who you like. Tariq Phillip will play the point guard duties in the backcourt along with Matt Morgan. Dante Grantham will be the three. Well, it'll be a big duo as Sam Dekker, after his epic three-pointer to take the game into overtime against Paris, he will start alongside Gabe Olaseni. Well, Basel fans, we're going to now meet the two coaches, Mark Studel and Peter Bozic, to get their thoughts on this upcoming fixture.
We played good basketball when we played them last week in the capital. We obviously caused them some issues at times in the game. There was obviously a short spell where Matt Morgan's influence on the game, I think, ultimately dictated the outcome. So yeah, we hope that we've been able to learn from that, clean some areas of our play up, and yeah, hopefully have the right outcome tonight.
We played with them recently. Overtime game, we won. So there was a lot of things to learn from that game. Overall, great quality of Newcastle team, individual and the team quality. So it's going to be a lot of challenges for us tonight.
We've took massive steps forward with our play in terms of understanding each other's game. I think our spacing has been better over the last couple of games, and I think our management's generally got better. But we know that we've got some dynamic play, particularly in the backcourt, as you say. I think it's about whose night it is, who's in rhythm, whose matchup it is. But I think if we play the right way and we play fast, we try and get paint touches, we have good spacing, we share the ball. I think it's about us collectively trying to cause them some threats.
There is amazing teams here. I think what I heard, this is my first year, but I heard this year overall as an organization, British Basketball League step up with a lot of things. That's pull over the team quality of all the teams inside. We can see Caledonia beating the FIBA Challenge champion a few days ago. So I'm very happy to be part of this.
Dan, if we're in for a showdown tonight, this game will be going to OT, maybe double OT, but I want to get your thoughts. This is going to be exciting. Who do you see taking the win here tonight?
I mean, I can see it being a great game. Both teams have got a point to prove, but I mean, it's hard to go against the London Lions at this point in time. They're playing great basketball, and hopefully we say a great game today with both teams playing well.
Basel fans currently watching on the live British Basketball League YouTube as well as on the New England Sports Network, you are in for an epic showdown. Remember, the last time these two teams met, it went to overtime. Lions remained unbeatable. But at the moment, as we get ready for tip-off, we're going to take a short break, and we'll be back momentarily. Able to secure this one, throws a long pass. Are you kidding me? Oh my goodness! Give these guys some credit. Again, time, and Anderson threw it down with no regard.
Saw the Lions over the line. Oliseni with the freedom of the key to jam it home.
He rocked the rim.
Getting handoff now. Pipkins goes up. Oh baby!
My gosh.
Are you kidding me? Jalen Pipkins has arrived to the building. Well, took a body with him and just said good night.
Just like baby, I've been joining forces with the likes of an A-team. Jumping off of buildings with the stimulating. Now I'm reaching new heights. I'ma need the off-white. Lights, camera, action, we ready to roll. Alright, places, everybody, let's put on a good show. Big time!
Basel fans, we're currently live here in the northeast of the United Kingdom in the beautiful city of Newcastle. These home fans, they want a big victory. We're talking about the most successful team in the history of the British Basketball League, the Newcastle Eagles. They're going to face off against the London Lions. Well, I'm your commentator, Josh Bennett, alongside Dan Clark. It will be the Eagles to get the first possession. Well, Eagles going with this backcourt, very quick backcourt, as we mentioned. Ricky McGill along with Jordan Johnson. He's going to be defended here by Tariq Phillip. Neighbor goes for a quick three-pointer, puts this one up, and no problem for Will Neighbor. And Dan, that's very exemplary of Will Neighbor's game. Yeah,
I mean, thrown into the starting line tonight, I think it's a big game for Will Neighbor, and got off to a great start there.
Decker has a mismatch, got by Whitfield. Trying to go for a post-up. Eagles getting ready for a double team. Again, he finds Gabe Olasheni top of the key. A nice little 1-2. And that reminds me of when you two played for Great Britain.
That's Gabe's bread and butter right there. I mean, he's not going to miss many of those if they leave him open all night.
Eagles still leading by a slender 1 point. Momentum will be key. Last time they met in the Copper Box, had a good perimeter shooting night, but then it was Matt Morgan who broke their hearts in the end. Johnson tries his luck from downtown. Three is up, and it's good. A nice start here from the Newcastle Eagles. Well, Dan, you have to appreciate the way how London Lions quickly get the ball up the floor.
Yeah, I mean, they're an extremely athletic team. You know, there's not many teams that compete with them in terms of athleticism. As we see there again, pounding on the inside. It's really a good thing to see.
Well, Olasheni was wide open, and Sam Decker twice there. The Eagles failing to box out. Second chance points going in favor of the London Lions. Yeah. That's a tough one there because, you know, 2 plays, Eagles giving up offensive boards, but that's something they're going to have to really adapt to here tonight. McGill patiently trying to orchestrate a pick and roll. Finds Neighbor, pump fakes. Pulls up in the mid-range. Neighbor puts it up, and now the Eagles getting a quick 8 points in the early stages.
Yeah, once Will gets going, he's tough to stop, and that jump is a big threat for the Lions tonight.
And again, you see right there, too much time and space for Gabe Olasheni to get the ball. You know, it's really from the high post.
Yeah, he's one of the best in the game at that. He just punishes you. As soon as you make that wrong step, he's there to punish you.
Del Pesh went for the follow-up. Couldn't get the putback. Lions looking to tie this game up. Maybe take the lead with a three-pointer. They turn it over. Whitfield comes up with it. Well, Basel fans, look out below. Whitfield's going to finish this one, converting the turnovers into transition points.
So it's going to be an important factor tonight, the points in transition for both teams. You know, Eagles obviously getting to a good start there.
2-possession lead here for the Newcastle Eagles. Lions trying to settle into this game on the road as Tariq Phillip goes for a three-pointer. Can't get this one. Johnson going to that ball screen with Del Pesh. Tries to pass this one, finds Ricky McGill, goes for another three. And Eagles, they will go for a lot of perimeter shots here tonight because they're not going to really match for a lot of size inside the post against the Lions.
No, as we see Gabe draw the foul there. But yeah, as you said, Eagles aren't shooting the ball great from the perimeter this year. I think Whitfield's the only guy shooting over 40%, so it will be interesting to see how they do that. But as I said, you know, with the likes of Matt Morgan and Decker and other players on the Lions team, it's going to be an interesting matchup from beyond the three-point line.
Decker getting a handoff. He tries a three-pointer. Can't get it. Eagles come up. You know, one thing we didn't see from the Eagles in the beginning of the season, but we did see it in the game against the Lions, was a lot more transition points. But they turn this one over, finding Matt Morgan. Morgan's going to lay this one up. The assist coming from Sam Decker.
You don't want to get a player like Morgan going like that. Just an easy point, seeing the ball go through the basket is extremely important for a scorer, and an easy one like that was definitely getting going tonight.
McGill goes baseline. At the layup, finds Whitfield. Whitfield pump fakes, step back, another three, and again, making 3 threes here for the Eagles.
He is their shooter, that's what he does, that's what he's there, that's why he's in Newcastle, that's what he's paid to do.
Del Pesh trying to aggressively show on the ball screen. Grantham, he tries a three-pointer, good response. You know, they took that gamble on defense and leading to a wide-open Dante Grantham.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to pick your poison with teams like the London Lions. You know, you've got to try different things. I think Coach Dawes obviously trying to be a bit more aggressive in the pick and roll. So it'll be interesting to see how that works out. But obviously, players like Grantham are going to punish you if you leave them open.
McGill just turning it over. Lions with a chance to tie the game up. Finds Tariq Phillip and a nice little dump down, and we're all locked in at 13 apiece.
GB connection, doing well.
Well, interesting to talk about that GB connection. I mean, that story of you guys starting it was in 2020, that opening game against Montenegro, but what a, you know, back from the lockdown, of course, as Whitfield tries another one in the corner, and again, it's raining three-pointers early on here in the Northeast. Going back to what I said, though, you know, the GB connection between those two, they really grew together during those FIBA Eurobasket qualifiers.
Yeah, the likes of Gabe, Tariq, Luke Nelson, Mo on the bench. Yeah, they've all played together for a number of years, and that's a huge benefit for the London Lions.
Johnson trying to be aggressive. Grantham goes to the block, but the foul was called on the ground. Eagles still holding on to a slender 1-point lead, but Dan, I got to tell you, like what you see from the Eagles here, not taking their time to get the ball up the court, really trying to take it to the Lions.
Yeah, as we said at the top of the show, I think, you know, Lions are coming off a tough schedule. They've obviously travelled a long trip up north today. You know, it might take them a while to find their legs this afternoon, and it will be important for the Eagles to take advantage of that from the get-go.
One of the players we looked out, one of the players you want to look out for in this game, just subbing into the game, Larry Austin Jr. for the Newcastle Eagles.
And Connor Morgan for the Lions.
Fine, Whitfield. He's suffocated on defense by Sam Decker. Decker trying to dive. Whitfield takes a Hail Mary three-pointer. Can't get that one, but the Lions now can break. That's Morgan, one more pass to Decker in the corner. Three is up. Again, no good, but another offensive board here for Gabe Olasheni. And the putback, I mean, it looks easy, but that is a tough play by Gabe Olasheni.
He is just so efficient in the basket. You know, the offensive rebound is tough enough, but then to finish over bodies like that is a really impressive play.
Well, the Eagles have Larry Austin Jr., Whitfield, Will Neighbor, Del Pesh. Well, Johnson tries to go himself. Del Pesh to the tip back, can't get it. That's going to go back to the Lions.
Yeah, I think Del Pesh is another player on the Eagles roster that we're still waiting for him to really show the type of form he showed last year. He's an extremely important player. You know, still putting him in the starting lineup time and time again. So,
Basel fans, we're going to take a little break, and we will be back very shortly here at the Newcastle Eagles Virtu Motors Arena.
So the first one, we got alley-oop versus Newcastle. So here, playing good defense. I think I should have forced them left, but didn't. Still got the steal. TA threw me the lob, and you know, the rest was history. Every time me and TA is on the break, it's 2-on-1. I know TA is going to lob it up there for me, so it's my guy. I would rate that one out of 5 stars, 3 stars. Circus shot versus Suri. Don't know how I almost fell, but I slipped on something. I think we had probably like 3 seconds on the shot clock. So after I got up, I just knew I had to like throw something up there, but I had to like put a little touch on it because I was just in an awkward position. I'll say that's a 4-star for sure. Next one, dunk on McKenzie. Packed crowd, got the steal, just kept driving. He kept giving me room to like dribble, and so I just took off. I would rate that one probably like 5 stars. That's probably one of my best like body to body dunks. First time I dunked, it was like my 10th grade year in high school, and I remember I dunked it, and I just looked at my pops. I didn't look at anybody else, I just looked at my pops in the crowd because he always told me that like I should be dunking some of these layups. And so I just wanted to prove to him that like I'm gonna dunk it one time in the game. When I do it, I'm gonna look straight at you when I do it. So that was the first time.
Let's take this thing higher than you ever been. Stand tall like Everest. I mean higher. You ain't gotta settle in. Go places they never been. We go higher, no stop.
Welcome back, British Basketball League fans, and Gabe Olasheni currently making an impact here for the London Lions, your former GB teammate, but you know, you'd expect him to do so since coming to the British Basketball League, transferring from Turkey this season. Yeah,
I mean, he's just extremely reliable. You know what you're going to get day in, day out from Gabe. And the start he's had to the game tonight, I mean, it's not good news for the Newcastle Eagles. And if they start to double down on Gabe, you know, the likes of Matt Morgan and the other shooters they have are gonna have a great night as well.
Lions with a 1-point lead. Again, another wide open look there to Matt Morgan. Newcastle's defense just falling asleep at that moment.
You don't want to get him going. Once he gets going, we saw what he could do in the last game between these two teams.
Well, we have a slight delay in game. I think there's an issue with the shot clock here. Well, you mentioned that, of course. You don't want to get him going, but the scary part about it, he hasn't even got going from the perimeter yet.
No, I mean, the two buckets he's got so far are easy layups in the inside, you know, so that just gives him confidence to get going and make a huge difference on this game.
Well, Basel fans currently double screen. Here is the other game at the moment. Bristol Flyers currently with a 5-point lead against the Cheshire Phoenix. We're in double vision, brought to you by the British Basketball League YouTube. Again, exciting times for those two teams. Definitely on a good roll, both the Sheffield Sharks and the Bristol Flyers. Well, meanwhile here, Newcastle just trying to get themselves back in this one. Trailing by 3 points. Austin Jr. finds a bit of space and just attacks the basket, no problem.
That's what he's great at. He's one of the best in the league at getting downhill and getting to the basket. And that's how he can make a difference for the Newcastle Eagles this evening.
Morgan pump fakes, takes a little drive, can't get it. Shetty can't get the offensive board. Eagles looking to retake the lead. Finds Jordan Johnson, he tries another three-pointer, can't get it. Todd Green with the offensive board. Johnson finds a bit of separation, mid-range, still can't get it.
We're seeing the Newcastle Eagles with very, very short offensive possessions here, and maybe a game plan from Mark Stewart to try and defeat these London Lions tonight.
Well, foul has been called. Tariq Phillip just initiating the contact. As now the GB General, another one of your former GB teammates, checking into the game to play the point guard duties for the Lions. Well, Newcastle's got to make sure. We did see this in the last game. Darius Defoe, their veteran player, coming in. They cannot afford to get into foul trouble because if this game does go down to the wire, we did see players foul out for them.
Yeah, I mean, the game management for the Newcastle Eagles is going to be extremely keen. I think both teams have got off to a good start on the offensive end, and it'll be important for the Eagles to manage that.
Well, nice backdoor play by Mo Solowati. The dot coming from Gabe Olasheni.
He's just doing everything at the moment.
That's one part of his game he doesn't get enough credit for. He is a good passing big man. Johnson looking to penetrate down the middle. Puts him a tough one, draws a foul. He'll go to the free throw line. A strong move by Jordan Johnson. I guess that's what they've been missing, Dan. Just maybe a little bit extra from the backcourt. I mean, you can have your sets, you can go to your pick and rolls, but you need a little bit of creativity in some of your players.
Yeah, the three backcourt players for Newcastle Eagles are key to their success. There's no hiding about it. They weren't hiding it in the summer. They're the three main recruits this off season, and they've got to start to perform and push the Eagles up in the table.
Well, Jordan Johnson had a bit of experience in the British Basketball League prior to coming to the Newcastle Eagles when he played for Caledonia Gladiators when they were known as the Glasgow Rocks. But he's a very exciting talent, but, he's also, as we mentioned with Larry Austin Jr., a phenomenal game changer, plays at a very, very high pace.
Yeah, he's extremely quick. It's typical for the British Basketball League to have point guards such as Jordan Johnson, small, quick, athletic, can really get downhill, get into the paint, and create for themselves and create for others.
Well, free throws will be imperative for both these two teams. They don't want to look back on the game and think the outcome could have been different had they made all the free throws. JJ's just got to make these ones. Just gets a shooter's roll. 2-point lead here to the London Lions. 3:28 to go here in the first quarter. One, Drew Laska currently in the house. Former Newcastle Eagles, Surrey Scorchers, and Plymouth Raiders player. One of our colleagues.
Yeah, it's great to see ex-players visiting their ex-teams and watching the games. Obviously, Drew living up north now. It's great to see him attending the British Basketball League games.
I'll say we might need to send him a message, see if he can get on the court side, do some live reports. Drew Laska, last season, has been working with the British Basketball League as a phenomenal presenter on Sky Sports and as a co-commentator. Lions leading by 2 points. Olasheni got it by Darius Defoe. Goes to the mid-range, can't get this one.
Yeah, it was an interesting set there going inside to Gabe's. Obviously got the hot hand, so it didn't work out for the Lions on that occasion.
Just nowhere to go. Eagles trying to break down the defense. Defoe top of the key, way off the mark, but Dad, nobody going in for an offensive rebound.
No, I mean, the guy who actually passed Defoe was Taj Green, who's normally in there crashing the offensive glass hard, but, it was a bit of an unexpected shot there from Darius. A guy of his experience, you'd expect a bit more poise in that situation.
Just over 3 minutes here in the first quarter. Bradley Caboza, one of the young prospects. This London Lions squad.
British backcourt right now for the London Lions.
Morgan pump fakes, pulls up from 15. Rattles in and out, can't get it, but another offensive board. This is becoming a problem here for the Eagles.
Yeah, especially when you take into account that Lions have gone with a smaller lineup. No Gabe, and obviously Josh Sharma being out injured. It's worrying that they're still getting offensive rebounds.
Well, that's the problem right there. You give up too many offensive boards, Lions will punish you. That case, Connor Morgan hitting down the three-pointer.
I mean, and that's what he's known for, right? Hitting shots.
He's definitely cash money when he gets going. Eagles have 4 three-pointers. Green inside the paint. Again, they're struggling early on here.
They've got to get Taj Green more involved. I think it's important that he has a good game tonight for them to be successful.
Looking to penetrate. Now trying for a post-up here against Defoe. Lions Grantham. So the Lions can be dangerous. Caboza's going to get called for a double dribble. Well, the referee's going to call a traveling violation, but
Yeah, obviously the refs. Interesting call there. I'm not really sure if Bradley had control of the ball before he dropped it, but obviously got to pick up and just get on with the game.
Interesting. 5-point deficit under 2 minutes to go. Eagles came out like a house on fire at the moment. A little bit cold here from the field. Defoe trying to use the sizer against Morgan. Trying to keep this one alive.
Great team defense from the Lions right there.
That goes out of bounds. That's going to go back to, I mean, Eagles, as you mentioned, just don't seem to have that assertiveness in the offense. Don't really have that identity here. Lions, you mentioned, good team defense.
Yeah, I like the idea of going inside against the Lions' smaller lineup. You know, obviously Conor Morgan not used to playing that 5 position, but you know, going against Darius Defoe, a league veteran, you'd have expected a better outcome from that situation.
Small lineup, as you mentioned, for the Lions. Nelson all the way, goes up, doesn't get it, but he will go to the free throw line. The foul's going to be against his former teammate, Josh Ward-Hibbert.
Yeah, I mean, the Eagles just need to start communicating better on the defensive end. You know, that's just a huge lapse there on the pick-and-roll coverage. You know, I think Darius should have stayed a bit longer to stop the basketball and stop Luke penetrating all the way to the basket.
You think the smaller lineup probably is causing the Eagles' defense a few issues? You know, Darius Defoe having to match up with Conor Morgan. You know, maybe if you move Taj Green to the 5 and bring in a smaller player, would that work out for them? Yeah,
potentially. As I said on the other end, Eagles obviously trying to exploit the fact that, you know, Darius is bigger than Conor Morgan and try and post him up. But Conor Morgan can cause difficulties for Darius, you know, picking and popping and shooting that 3-point shot.
Luke Nelson, the GB General, makes both free throws. Probably the most iconic moment in his career was that game winner against Germany. That game you were part of more or less qualified you guys for the FIBA Eurobasket. I mean, you did have to wait until Montenegro had lost to France, but McGill now, he'll go up, he'll draw the contact, doesn't get the and one. But McGill will go to the free throw line. The foul is on Conor Morgan.
You know, if we see all the positive actions that the Newcastle Eagles have done so far in tonight's game have been getting downhill. You know, both Ricky McGill, Larry Austin, Jordan Johnson getting downhill, getting 2 feet in the paint, you know, and then finishing themselves or passing to a teammate.
It's interesting with Ricky McGill because a lot of British basketball fans will remember how dominant he was when he played for the Plymouth Raiders under Paul James back in the 2021 season during the lockdown. And of course, now he's coming to a team with his other players, Jordan Johnson, not to mention Larry Austin Jr. You get 3 similar players, but they kind of have to learn how to play together, so he isn't getting as many touches as he did when he played for Plymouth.
No, definitely not, but I think that just shows the growth of the British Basketball League. Better teams, deeper teams, and better players across the board. You know, obviously Ricky McGill's a great player, but he's got to find his role here at the Newcastle Eagles and learn to work with other great players as well.
Eagles trying to be a bit aggressive. 6-point ball game. 6 are in the shot clock. Solowate's got to get something going. Finds Morgan, goes up, throws it down with 2 hands. And again, no help side defense from the Eagles.
That's what you normally don't see from Conor Morgan. An amazing finish on the inside.
Taj Green tries a 3-pointer. Just can't get it. Larry Austin Jr. fighting for the offensive board. The putback. Second chance points need to be the heartbeat here for the Newcastle Eagles.
That's what makes him special. Those energy plays. Very much like Bradley Cabosa right there, but Larry Austin, those energy plays on the other end are going to help Eagles out this evening.
But Dan, what's wrong with Newcastle Eagles defense? They make a great play down with Larry Austin Jr. I mean, it was a tough play by Bradley Cabosa. But again, Mark Studel's got to be a little bit frustrated. But let's look at Conor Morgan. There was a pick and roll with Solowate. Again, looking the lost and found. No help side defense. Finding Josh Ward-Hibbert. Can he make the 5th 3-pointer? Eagles hit 4 in the early moments. And now the Lions have the very last shot here in the first quarter.
Yeah, you said they got off to a hot start, but giving up 30 points to any team in this league is going to be a difficult one to get back from, let alone the London Lions.
Nelson looking to isolate. Pulls up for a Hail Mary 3-pointer. Can't get this one. McGill's got to put this one up. Gets it off in time. Almost got it. Well, Basel fans, it's an 8-point lead to the London Lions. We're going to take a short break as we will be back momentarily. secure this one. Throws a long pass. Are you kidding me? Oh my goodness! Give these guys some credit. Again, time, and Anderson threw it down with no regard.
Saw the Lions over the line. Oliseni with it. Freedom of the key to jam it home.
He rocked the rim.
Getting handoff now. Pipkins goes up. Oh baby!
My gosh.
Are you kidding me? Jalen Pipkins has arrived to the building. Well, took a body with him and just said good night.
Just like baby, I've been joining forces with the likes of an A-team. Jumping off of buildings with the stimulation. Now I'm reaching new heights. I'ma need the off-white. Lights, camera, action, we ready to roll. Alright, faces, everybody, let's put on a good show. Big time!
Welcome back, British Basketball League fans. London Lions currently with an 8-point lead against the Newcastle Eagles here at the Newcastle Virtue Motors Arena. Connor Morgan, oh damn, we've seen parts of his game we haven't seen before. Pick and pops at the high post and going in and just flushing it down with two hands.
Yeah, he's really adapting well to this new role. Playing the small ball 5 position that we talked about, you know, in the game up until now. He's really doing a great job and obviously causing a lot of problems for the Newcastle Eagles.
Well, Lions went with a smaller lineup at the end of the second quarter. It looks like they're going to stay with that lineup, but they're going to bring Sam Decker in, slightly bigger. So it looks like Decker, I mean, this case here, I mean, you're going to call this a 5-out, or do you think Decker will play the 5 for them?
I mean, the good thing Lions have this year is they have so many players that can play so many different positions. I think we see the lineup they've got on the floor at the moment with Connor Morgan and Dante Gratham. It's interesting to see who will take that position on the inside and who will be more spacing out and spacing the floor.
We're just trying to sort out before we get the second quarter underway, but at the moment it is London Lions leading 30-22 against the Newcastle Eagles. We do have a few technical issues that we're just trying to sort out, so we do apologize for that. Basketball fans currently watching on the British Basketball League YouTube and as well as in the New England Sports Network over the seas in the United States of America. The score is currently London Lions 30, Newcastle Eagles 22. Well, it's just, you got to get him in the game, Dan. You said this already, but how do you find ways to get him good looks, get him those high percentage shots so he can sort of, you know, help them get back into this one?
I mean, the Eagles are always dependent on the 3 backcourt players in Larry Austin, you know, Ricky McGill and Jordan Johnson. But I mean, some of it's got to be put on Taj Green. He's got to be, you know, the energy that he's shown in previous games and in previous years in the British Basketball League. You know, we need to see that energy right now in the second quarter.
We're set to get back underway. Lions getting the first possession. Nelson in the backcourt along with Dante Grantham. Mo Salawani also in this lineup. Going down low here to Morgan. The Eagles come up with a steal. Now they got to push this one.
And that's what they need more of. They need more stops and they need to get more out in transition.
Here we go. Oh, Ken, you talk about that's a great way to get him involved in the game, but he's got to connect with that one as Grantham nailing the 3-pointer transition.
And that's what Lions do. They punish you. You know, you miss an easy one on the fast break on one end, and they punish you on the other end with a 3-point shot from Dante Gratham right there.
Mark Studel calling timeout, but again, a very quick timeout. It's only been 27 seconds to play, but do you think he's called this one because, again, Eagles transition defense, I mean, there's the miss from Taj Green, but look how quickly and easy it is for the Lions to get the ball up the court.
I mean, I really think he's looking for a reaction from his team right now. You know, I think he'll be going pretty hard at his players now and asking for a bit more energy, a bit more enthusiasm, and a bit more concentration from all of their guys across the board.
Mark Studel, the current coach of Great Britain at the moment, Peter Božić. Business as usual. His team, if they win this game tonight, they will remain unbeatable here in the British Basketball League with a record of 11-0 unless Mark Studel's players can turn this around. But Newcastle fans, currently the other game going on tonight here in the British Basketball League between the Bristol Flyers and the Cheshire Phoenix. The Phoenix currently with a 3-point lead, 29-26. They're on the road here. Here's some of the key actions. Again, that's an exciting matchup between two teams that are really trying to make some noise this season here in the league. You know, Dan, it's all going to be about challenging London Lions, the defending champions, winning the treble last season. You know, this team, as we've seen, many teams can compete with them, but at some point, somebody's going to have to beat them.
Yeah, I mean, it's very, very hard to go a whole season undefeated. Lions, obviously, as I said at the top of the show, you know, I think they've made improvements to their roster, but that doesn't mean they're invincible. They've got a great team, as we've said, but, you know, on any given night, anyone can beat anyone in this league.
Petar Božić, currently the new head coach of the Lions, is Ryan Schmidt, taking his journey to the NBA this season with the Atlanta Hawks. McGill coming off one ball screen, fires from the mid-range. Can't get it.
I think Coach Dawes here is just really is really struggling to find a five on the floor that's working for the Eagles, both on offense and on defense.
McGill got Decker. Decker going pick up pop here with Morgan. Defoe trying to be a bit more aggressive. That's going to be a kickball violation, so a fresh 14 for the London Lions.
I like it from the Eagles, though. A lot more aggressive, a lot more ball pressure. You know, and that's the way they're going to get back in this game.
Well, veteran player Darius Defoe. Morgan finding Soloade. Trying to go down the middle. Finds Decker. Decker needs to make a three, and this one nails this one under pressure.
It was coming. You could see he's had a couple of good looks so far, and that was the first one he's been able to knock down.
Well, Eagles need a response here. It's the biggest lead of the game of 14 points. Green spinning around. Strong move, but again, just can't finish it. Nothing going here. As Ricky McGill diving on the floor. Green goes into the jumper, but again, the ball refusing to go in. Again, it's just a case of bad luck here, but they come up with another steal, and they draw a foul against Dante Grantham.
I mean, I love the energy from Taj Green right there, you know, going after the ball time after time. Obviously very frustrated about the easy misses, but, you know, that's the energy they need from him. That's the energy that's going to, you know, push the Eagles up and get everyone going. As we see him trying to just get one through there.
Well, that's like 3 goes in a row there for Taj Green. But as you mentioned, you got to appreciate the heart of these Newcastle Eagles players. Relentlessly going after everything. And they will get it back. 14 here on the shot clock. Well, Green's left, and I think hopefully he's okay. I'm not sure what happened there.
I think he's just taking some time to cool off. Obviously very frustrated after those last misses on the layups on the inside.
McGill going for the isolation, still can't get it. Austin Jr. goes up again. That's 6 shots in a row. The basketball refusing the laws of gravity for the Newcastle Eagles.
I mean, they're getting good looks. They're the type of looks they want. But they're the type of looks they don't want to give up on the other end. You know, it's too easy for Mo right there.
The Virtue Motors Arena, very silent. You can feel the anxiety from these fans. Eagles struggling here from the field. Well, Lions at the moment going through the motions, getting good looks on the perimeter. Maybe give and go. Almost throw this one away. Down low, finds Austin. They get much better play. The penetration by Ricky McGill.
Yeah, and that's where Larry Austin is dangerous. In and around the basket, finding those little spaces to make a difference on the offensive end.
Lions at the moment, they've been on fire from the perimeter. Again, good defense by Larry Austin Jr. 6 on the shot clock for Nelson. Nelson draws the foul against Darius Defoe, and you can see the frustration from Defoe. I think he may have had a few words there.
Well, I still like the energy from Darius Defoe. He's trying to lead from the front here. You know, he's the most experienced player on the Newcastle Eagles team. You know, he's trying to get his team back in the game through energy, and obviously just a bit late on the help there.
Nelson going down low to Olasheni. Shenny turns around. Yeah, too big, too strong a Dan. Just simply too good.
He's just extremely efficient. He gets to his spots. He knows where he's efficient from, and he knows how he can be, you know, extremely impactful for this London Lions team.
Again, the Eagles, you can feel the frustration. They're getting good looks down. They're getting the ball inside the paint, but they're just not capitalizing here at the moment.
Yeah, and if you're London, you still got to be worried about it, as we see another.
Oh my goodness! The behind the back dot coming from Nelson. And Olasheni, again, he didn't think twice there. He decided that moment he was going to make a statement. The GB time. Look at the dime here. GB General finding Olasheni, takes no prisoners.
Tried to take the ring back home to him with London. You know, the great pass from Luke, and obviously an amazing finish.
Oh, Well, again, the perimeter shooting from this London Lions team has been phenomenal. Dan, they're just getting good looks, but it's all about their execution. They're moving the ball well, but also they're getting three-pointers in transition.
Yeah, I think we saw something similar to this in the previous fixture between these two teams. You know, Lions, you know, Matt Morgan, I think, hit 9 threes in that game, and we're seeing a lot of the London Lions guys here just walking into shots and being very comfortable, almost as if it's a practice shot, and, you know, they're not going to miss many of those.
Solid start here for Petar Božić, the former assistant for Partizan. Also, as we mentioned briefly, took the head coaching role for the great team in Belgrade. Basel fans, next week on Sky Sports here in the British Basel League, it will be Dan Clark's former Manchester Giants as they host the Northwest Derby against Cheshire Phoenix. Chance, you know, Dan, looking at the Giants this season, there's a lot of promise, a lot of potential, but, you know, it's about finding consistency with Brian Simonian's players.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think they've got a couple of great leaders in Jamel Anderson and Callum Jones and people like that on the team. I just think, they, as you said, they need to find a bit of consistency. They need to find their roles on that team, and, you know, and coach has got to install that on them from next game. Really, you know, it's a big game next week for them coming up.
You know, you played with the Giants for a season when Lloyd Gardner was the coach. I mean, there's a lot of potential with that franchise. Great fan base, a lot of history. I mean, the Giants, it's just everybody wants them to do well, but it's only a matter of time, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, Manchester's an amazing sporting city. You know, it needs a great basketball team there as well to go alongside the football and the other sports that are going on in that city. But hopefully they'll get their act together, and we'll see a strong Manchester for the rest of the season.
Larry Austin Jr. trying to pull up for the mid-range. Unable to knock it down. Lions can make this a 21, maybe a 22-point lead, depending on what they go for in this offense. Phillip got it by Johnson. Panthers made 1-3. Bit too much time and space. There you go, Dan. They are punishing the Newcastle Eagles.
But again, he's just too open. You know, the Eagles are just, you know, they're trying to close the paint. They're obviously worried about the Lions getting into the paint, and probably the great start that Gabe had to the game is worrying. But, you know, that's just too easy for the Lions.
Kind of get the impression now the confidence is dropping as Morgan pulls up for a three in transition. That would have been massive for the Lions, but Eagles get it back.
Yeah, that would have been a backbreaker right there.
Neighbor drawing the foul against Tarek Phillip. The Lions wanted a 3-second violation. That's going to be a second team foul against London with 5:45 to go here in the second quarter.
Tarek Phillip there, smart play. I think he's one of the unsung heroes on this London Lions team. Not a lot of people talk about him, but the dirty work he puts in, you know, for example, that foul there, you know, taking that initial advantage away from the Eagles is extremely valuable to them as a team.
Austin Jr. now, pump fakes, tries to go up with it. Can he get the and one? Does so. And that's a bit of confidence there for Newcastle. But going back to what you said about Tarek Phillip, remember when he made his debut for Great Britain in 2017 at the 2019 FIBA Basketball World Cup qualifiers? You could see the talent was there, just needed a bit of time. He played in Israel, played in Turkey. Now you can see the maturity in his game. He really has become a prime-time player for the Lions.
Yeah, he's really grown. He's really grown over the last few years. He had some great years in Turkey, especially. But yeah, it's great to have a player of that caliber in this league. You know, he had a short stint in the NBA with the Washington Wizards as well. So, you know, I think that's just been, you know, we're just extremely rewarded this year having Tariq back on the court after an injury last year.
Morgan goes for another three-pointer, can't get it. Lesheni competes with the offensive ball, but knocks it out of bounds.
Yeah, again, they missed this time, but another good look for the Lions from the three-point line there.
This game started with both teams exchanging field goals, especially from the perimeter in the case of the Eagles, but at the moment it's only gone one way. The Lions exerting their dominance and showing exactly why they are top of the British Basketball League. 16 assists already down here. I mean, that's incredible.
Yeah, as we said, though, a lot of those three-pointers have come off assists, you know, come off easy looks for the Lions, you know, and as we said before, they're just not going to miss too many of those shots.
They've been getting something there from the high post.
Yeah, Will Neighbor, one of the few bright sparks for the Newcastle Eagles in this first half, got off to a great start and carries on his good run of form right there.
Decavine Olasheni turns it over. That's where the Eagles need to get something in transition. Larry Austin trying to go all the way, faking the pass.
And that's where he's great. He's extremely explosive in transition and obviously made a great finish there.
Well, key now for the Newcastle Eagles. Can they cut this down to single digits? Morgan baseline goes up, and again, an easy little throwdown. Again, no help side defense. Well, drawing the help side defense away, and again, it's just a problem here for the Eagles.
Yeah, another great pass from Gabe there. You know, drawing the defense. You know, it's obviously a focal point for the Newcastle Eagles at this point in time, but, you know, making a great pass there to Conor Morgan.
Austin spinning, putting up a little teardrop. Again, throwing up a prayer, but couldn't get it. Finds Whitfield. Eagles in need of something now. Johnson pulls up for 3, puts it up, and again, that's the 5th one for the Newcastle Eagles, cutting it down to a 15-point ball game. That's going to be the 2nd team foul against Newcastle with 3:58.
I don't necessarily think the problem the Eagles are finding this evening is on the offensive end. You know, I think they've had some good looks. They've obviously missed a lot of layups on the inside. Lions just aren't giving them any breaks.
Well, Basel fans, we're going to take a short break as we will be back momentarily.
So the first one, we got alley-oop versus Newcastle. So here, playing good defense. I think I should have forced them left, but didn't. Still got the steal. TA threw me the lob, and you know, the rest was history. Every time me and TA is on the break, it's 2-on-1. I know TA is going to lob it up there for me, so it's my guy. I would rate that one out of 5 stars, 3 stars. Circus shot versus Suri. Don't know how I almost fell, but I slipped on something. I think we had probably like 3 seconds on the shot clock. So after I got up, I just knew I had to like throw something up there, but I had to like put a little touch on it because I was just in an awkward position. I'll say that's a 4-star for sure. Next one, dunk on McKenzie. Packed crowd, got the steal, just kept driving. He kept giving me room to like dribble, and so I just took off. I would rate that one probably like 5 stars. That's probably one of my best like body to body dunks. First time I dunked, it was like my 10th grade year in high school, and I remember I dunked it, and I just looked at my pops. I didn't look at anybody else, I just looked at my pops in the crowd because he always told me that like I should be dunking some of these layups. And so I just wanted to prove to him that like I'm gonna dunk it one time in the game. When I do it, I'm gonna look straight at you when I do it. So that was the first time.
Let's take this thing higher, higher than you ever been. Stand tall like Everest. I mean higher. You ain't gotta settle in. Go places they never been. We go higher, non-stop.
Welcome back, British Basketball League fans, to Newcastle's Virtu Motors Arena. What would Mark Stewart have been saying to his players? They've got it down to a 15-point ball game after trailing by 22, but it's been very much of a struggle for his team.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think he's still looking for that best 5 he can put on the floor. I think he's found a nice little run here, but they need to be more consistent across the board.
Well, Lesheni, as you mentioned, Dan, you did say he has 5 assists already in this game. It just goes to show what a great facilitator he is. But now, Philip here, a bit too much time and space for the mid-range, and the Eagles just inviting the Lions to get wide open looks.
Yeah, the worrying thing is, and I'm sure Coach Stewart would have brought this up in the pre-game prep, a lot of the Lions players are just taking the shots that they want to take. They're not taking them out of their game at all at any point in time.
McGill top, trying to find Whitfield off a down screen. Under 10 here on the shot clock. Johnson's got to get something going. Penetrates, goes all the way, finishes, but again, he just missed it. Nice penetration, but didn't get the right angle. Most of the we could have found Gabe Bolasheni wide open. Lions lead by 17. Good passing. Morgan, did he have us from the line? It's going to be a 2-point shot. Again, 6s, but they're going to call a foul here against Gabe Bolasheni now. Should this count, though?
I think the ball was in the air when the foul was called, so it should count, but we'll see what the refs decide here.
Now, if it does count, it will be a 2-point shot because Morgan did have his foot on the line. Let's have a look at the replay. There's the ball reversal. Well, that's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a good basketball move right there from Gabe Bolasheni, just counteracting the movement of, I think it was Delpesh, and just moving out of the way and almost making Delpesh's bed.
19-point deficit. Very quiet here in the Newcastle Virtu Motors Arena.
That's a big factor for the Newcastle Eagles playing at home. They have such great support up in Newcastle, and it's important that they get the fans behind them and back in the game at some point.
Well, Johnson hesitated on taking the 3-pointer. Nobody crashed the ball for an offensive rebound. Lions can extend this back to 21 points. Morgan kicks out, finds Sholawade. One more pass, finds Connor Morgan, and he sticks a 3-pointer. Now it's back to a 22-point lead for the Lions.
Yeah, and that's worrying. Getting Connor Morgan going again, it's going to be a long night for the Newcastle Eagles. That if he continues like that.
Nice backdoor play, finding Whitfield. The Lions went on a 7-0 run, but Newcastle, you mentioned defense has been the issue for them. At times, Lions getting way too many open looks.
Yeah, another great play there from Will Neighbour on the pass. You know, he has been, along with Larry Austin, the bright spark for the Newcastle Eagles in this first half.
Yeah, there's a lot of similarities in Will Neighbour's game from how he used to play. Both, you know, you both stand about 6'10". You both like to shoot the perimeter. And, you know, vision was a key part of your game as well. You used to make very good passes, especially from the top of the key.
Yeah, I mean, I've talked to a number of coaches this year about the importance of that 4 spot across the league. It's an extremely important position to have, you know, a good player in that spot. And one of the key ingredients for that position is the basketball IQ and reading the game well.
Good show on defense by Del Pesh. Again, they find Solowade wide open. Again, it's just been exemplifying the three-point shootout from the Lions tonight.
Another assist for Gabe Olaseni right there.
We'll make that number 6 for Olaseni. McGill tries the wide slate, pulls up in the mid-range, just can't get it. He comes up with a rebound. Finds Phillip. Shenny goes for a turnaround, just can't get it. He might finish with a triple-double tonight because you know he's going to get his over 10 points, over 10 rebounds. Del Pesh, good hands from Tariq Phillip. Morgan looks to push this.
Another play from Tariq there that just, you know, the game-winning plays. They're the ones that make the difference, the 1%ers that, you know, that we see a lot of players make in this league, but Tariq's a specialist in that.
Morgan pop fakes, dribbles into a double team. Finds Tariq Phillip, goes up, and it's too easy here for the Lions. 25-point lead.
I mean, 60 points in half a basketball, doesn't matter where you're playing. The NBA, the British Basketball League, it's going to be really tough to win that game.
Well, Newcastle needs some inspiration here in their offense. Going down to Del Pesh. Neighbour, he tries to step back, can't get it. Lions come up with it. Potential 2-for-1 here for Lions, but they have to go quickly. Tariq Phillip, again, gets rejected. Good defense. Eagles come up with a loose ball. 6 seconds difference between game and shot clock. That's going to be another turnover. So Lions with 24.1. They will get the final possession, Dan.
Yeah, I think they'll be looking for another 3 right here. Finish the half as they've started it. As we see Conor Morgan there, great first half from him.
Well, 12 points, 2 rebounds. You know, he has a very easy job here for the Lions because all he has to do is set ball screens, pop out to the perimeter. As you mentioned, very adaptable, can play a variety of positions for Coach Bojic.
Yeah, 100%. You know, as I said before, they've got a number of players that can play a number of different positions, and Conor being one of those, and he's proven to be extremely important this evening.
Well, that's going to be the 3rd team foul against Newcastle Eagles. This one's against Ricky McGill. 12.5 left here in the second quarter.
It's not a bad foul from Ricky McGill there. Obviously takes Lions out of the set that they were preparing and makes them think again their game plan.
Well, Dan thinks they're going to go for a 3-pointer. Here comes the pick and pop sequence with Conor Morgan. Phillip kicks out, finds Grantham, pump fakes, puts up the 3, almost got it. Basel fans at the end of the first half. It is a 25-point lead to the defending champions as they lead this one 60-35. Dan, I don't know how to describe this other than Lions' excellence here in the first half.
Yeah, I mean, it's been an exhibition, you know, especially from that man, as we see on screen right there, Gabe Olaseni. You know, he's been the main man for them, but, I mean, it's a complete team effort. Everyone's shooting the ball well, sharing the ball like an elite team does.
Basel fans, we're going to take a short break as we will be back momentarily here at halftime. Chip into deficit further. Faulkner throws up. Oh my goodness! Wiley Airlines responding with the lob, but again, Faulkner throws it up. Hey, big fella, go fetch.
Almost call for a 5-second one dribble, and Corey Samuels to be the buzzer. Yes!
What do you mean 1 dribble? I'll take 2 and finish it.
Walsh able to secure this one, throws a long pass. Are you kidding me? Oh my goodness! Give these guys some credit. Again, time, and Anderson threw it down with no regard.
So The Lions over the line. Oliseni with it. Freedom of the key to jam it home.
He rocked the rim.
Getting handoff now. Pipkins goes up. Oh, baby!
My
Are
gosh.
you kidding me? Jalen Pipkins has arrived to the building. Well, took a body with him and just said good night.
Just like baby, I've been joining forces with the likes of an A-team, jumping off of buildings with the stimulation. Now I'm reaching new heights. I'ma need the off-white. Lights, camera, action, we ready to roll. Alright, faces, everybody, let's put on a good show. Big time.
Let's take this thing higher, higher than you ever been. Stand tall like Everest. I mean higher. You ain't gotta settle in. Go places they never been. We go higher, non-stop. Take it to the top, even when a ball drops, my man.
Welcome back, British Basketball League fans. Second half about to get underway here between London Lions and Newcastle Eagles. I'm your commentator, Josh Bennett, alongside former GB player Dan Clark. Dan, I don't know how to explain it, but London Lions, they are just unbeatable.
I mean, yeah, they've been on fire all first half from the get-go. I think both teams had a great start. But Lions continued that in the second quarter and kind of blew Newcastle out of the water.
Well, here are your stats at the moment. And again, if you look at this, 17 field goals with inside the rainbow for the London Lions. That has been the big difference in this game.
Yeah, we can look at the field goals and the field goal percentage especially, but if you look at that, 23 made field goals and 21 assists.
Basel fans, we're going to take a look back at some of the best moments here from the first half between the Newcastle Eagles and London Lions. Here is the story. Commentator of the half. Well, right from the beginning, Dan, it looked like it was going to be a good game. Eagles hitting 4 3-pointers early on, but it didn't seem to pan out that way. Yeah,
we saw Eagles get off to a good start. Will Neighbour being some good news for them, I think, in the first half. Got off to a good start along with Jordan Johnson, as we see there from the three-point line, but it tailed off pretty quickly.
Well, of course, London, it only took a little bit of time, but one thing for them was going in for second chances, getting those offensive rebounds, really exploiting the weaknesses in Newcastle's defense.
Yeah, Lions are going to get good looks no matter what, but if you give them 2 bites at the cherry, they're going to punish you at some point in time.
But this is where it all went, the pick and roll sequence, finding Gabe Oliseni, 7 assists so far here in the first half. He has been a big man facilitator.
Yeah, 100%. It's not, as you said in the commentary, it's not a part of Gabe's game that's most talked about, but yeah, it's been an impressive half from Gabe so far.
Well, we talked about the three-point shooting for the Lions. A lot of that has been in transition as well. That's tough when you play against a good team, but when they get the ball up the floor, make it 3 points. But look at this, a penetration by Solowade, finding Decker, and as he did against Paris, taking it to overtime, he's continuing the rain here up in the northeast, the same from Solowade.
Yeah, I think that three we just saw from Decker was one of the few three-point shots they've made that was contested. I think Newcastle have got to do a better job in getting out, closing down the Lions players on that three-point line and hopefully getting back into the game.
Well, again, it's been one direction so far. The Lions have just been dominant on both ends of the floor. Morgan hitting the big three-pointer in the corner. That's why they have a 25-point lead. Well, Basel fans, we're under 10 minutes away from returning for the second half. We're going to show you some highlights from Leicester Riders' big win as they came from behind against an improving Surrey Scorchers. But before we do that, we're going to show you some sneak peek behind the scenes with British Basketball League hopeful MVP Matt Morgan as he goes up as a player mic'd up.
You're not a threat. When I threw my shot, that shit wetty like I'm shut. See the shot. All right. No. On the mic'd up dunk. I know I want the mic'd up dunk. I'm about to scream like a dude. This guy sports mic'd up dunk. Oh! Hey! Yes, sir! Miracles do happen. Give me that shit. Back to boy. Yes, Connor! His foot was on the line. Yeah, let me see it, right? Connor, back up! Let me see it, dog. Let me see it. Hey! You are tough! Hey, on that one, instead of the little right scoop, just float it. Just float it. Good move, though. Gabe. What is your evidence? My fault. Ah, you good. You good. Yeah, Mo! Good shit, boy. You want to give a shout out to anybody?
Shout out to my mom. Shout out to sixth grade teacher. Yep. Shout out to Matt. Morgan. Hey, man.
Gooden backs out with the shot clock ticking down. Trying to get all the way to the rim, misses everything, but the follow is tipped home by Wang for the ball in the low post. But Pinson goes high post to Holmes, and he knocks down the jump shot. Here's Wang now for three, and he strings it. So just gets a friendly bounce, and it drops in. Thomas driving in, it's knocked away again. Another steal from the Scorchers. Robinson's going to pull up for three in transition, and he's going to knock it down, and Surrey lead by 14. Back out to Jameson. Steal, they go under the screen, and he makes them pay. McKenzie, mid-range, knocks it down.
Big shot from Kimball McKenzie.
We weren't expecting Surrey up 20 in the second quarter.
No, not at all, but they came out hot right out of the gates, as you see. Jameson dunked the ball.
Pinson has the mismatch, looking to take advantage of it, slipping through the key, but still able to score. Gets his man up in the air. Thomas did well to avoid a foul there. Here's Thomas running the floor. Got Wang in front of him, draws the foul, and he'll go to the line for a bonus.
Some consistent production now on the offensive end from the team.
Thomas is going to step back for three, and he's going to string it. Pinson kicks out. Thomas for the corner three, knocks it down. And the Leicester Riders, who trail by as many as 23, are in front here in the third quarter. Kicked out Robinson, time to set his feet. He's a 40% three-point shooter. You can't leave him. Pinson, fancy dribble. Out to Asbury, falling off balance for three, all string. Pretty play from Leicester.
Bigger offensive players.
Asbury's on fire here. Another three-pointer for him. His third of this quarter. Bridges spinning baseline under pressure. Oh, what a putback and a foul! Great crashing of the boards at two. Here's Ogundengi for three, and he wipes that lead out. Asbury just about finds Holmes. He's to the basket. He lays it in. Couple of seconds left. It's stolen away, and it's put back in by Asbury. Well, two scores in the last couple of seconds for the Leicester Riders. Cap an excellent third quarter here. Well, they've had to help down on the double team, and Lawrence made them pay. He hits another two there. Inside again to Bridges. Out to Pinson for three. Got it! Xavier Pinson pushes Leicester up 9. Takes a tough shot in the end, and Bridges at the second attempt gets the rebound. Quick outlet. Thomas on his own will jam it home. Here's Gooden trying to knock down another one, and he does. From 23 points down, they have won by 8. The biggest comeback for Leicester Riders here in the British Basketball League in the last 7 years.
Chip into deficit further. Faulkner throws up. Oh my goodness! Wiley Airlines responding with the lob, but again, Faulkner throws it up. Hey, big fella, go fetch.
Almost call for a 5-second one dribble, and Corey Samuels to be the buzzer. Yes!
What do you mean one dribble? I'll take two and finish it.
Walsh able to secure this one, throws a long pass. Are you kidding me? Oh my goodness! Give these guys some credit. Again, time, and Anderson threw it down with no regard.
Saw the Lions over the line. Olaseni with the freedom of the key to jam it home.
And he rocked the rim.
Getting handoff now. Pipkins goes up. Oh baby!
My gosh.
Are you kidding me? Jalen Pipkins has arrived to the building. Well, took a body with him and just said good night.
Just like baby, I've been joining forces with the likes of an A-team. Jumping off of buildings with the stimulating. Never reaching new heights, I'ma need the off-white. Lights, camera, action, we ready to roll. Alright, places, everybody, let's put on a good show. Big time!
Let's take this thing higher, higher than you ever been. Stand tall like Everest, I mean higher. You ain't gotta settle in, go places they never been. We go higher, non-stop. Take it to the top, even when the ball drops, my man.
Welcome back, British Basketball League fans. We're currently live here at Newcastle as the London Lions, well, Dad, it's one fair to say, it's just going one direction. They have a 25-point lead here against the home team. I mean, the Lions, they have been unbeatable. There's no other way to say it.
Yeah, I mean, they've carried on their good form from the beginning of the season, and it's been a rough first half for the Newcastle Eagles. Good start, but it tailed off pretty quickly after that.
Well, now we're going to take a look at some of the fixtures here and results from the British Basketball. As we mentioned, it started on Wednesday night when the Sharks went on the road to the Plymouth City Patriots and won by 12 points. Leicester Riders, a big comeback for them as they defeated the Surrey Scorchers. And currently at the moment, Bristol Flyers taking on the Cheshire Phoenix. Other games on Sunday, the Flyers will take on Dan Clark's Surrey Scorchers, while Caledonia Gladiators, they will host Leicester Riders off their big win against Anvel Botswavek in the FIBA Euro Cup. Dan, one player we need to talk about at the moment is Connor Morgan. He has been phenomenal here for the London Lions.
Yeah, we talked a lot about Gabe Olaseni in that first half, but he's just been as important for the London Lions. Playing a different position today due to the injury of Josh Sharma, but I mean, he's been extremely effective, causing Newcastle no end of problems.
Of course, Morgan, we don't see in his game as dunks, of course, but simple pick and roll there. But, you know, you talk about Gabe Olaseni, 7 assists, finding Morgan on the backdoor cut. Those two, good connection on the floor.
Yeah, I mean, what a front court for the London Lions, you know. Great shooter and an extremely effective inside player in Gabe. So it's a dynamic duo right there.
There are your statistics for Connor Morgan, currently 12 points, 2 rebounds. But, you know, going back to Gabe Olaseni, we always talk about him being Mr. Double-Double. I think tonight he could be Mr. Triple-Double.
I mean, he's right there to do it right now. 7 assists. I don't think he's ever had 7 assists. You know, he never used to pass to me that much when we played together.
Well, for the viewers watching, Gabe Olaseni features for Great Britain, and Dan Clark was his former teammate. I think the one game I remember you two playing was against Estonia, the one win you had in the FIBA Basketball World Cup qualifiers back in 2019. I commentated that game, and I felt there was no better big duo than you and Gabe Olaseni. As you mentioned, both of you great facilitators, and you got the win that night as well. It was in Scotland, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's always been a great pleasure to play with someone like Gabe. An extremely humble person, always wants the best for his teammates, and, you know, he's always out there to win. You know, obviously we didn't have a great qualification campaign that time round, but, you know, that was a great night in in Glasgow, beating Estonia.
Basel fans, the score currently, we do have some technical issues that we're just currently sorting out, but the score is indeed, London Lions fans, take a deep breath, it's okay. You're actually winning this game 60-35 against Newcastle Eagles. Oh, Dan, one thing I want to talk about right now, because you made a good point, the amount of Great Britain teammates that you've played with that are currently on the floor tonight. You talk about it being a tough campaign in the 2019 FIBA Basketball World Cup qualifiers, but the troubles that you, Gabe Olaseni, Tariq Phillip, Luke Nelson went through, you kind of felt that molded you as a team going into the FIBA Eurobasket qualifiers?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, you learn from your experiences. There's no substitute for experience at this level of basketball, especially on the international scene. And people like Tariq, as we see in shot there, Gabe, Luke, you know, they've all learned a great deal, and it's something that we're starting to see on the British Basketball League floor, week in, week out, is the experience they've got from those games in the past.
Of course, it's great to have them back here in the British Basketball League. Luke Nelson having played in the Pro LMB in France, as well as the ACB. Now, you know, Tariq Phillip played in a final of the FIBA Intercontinental Cup with Herrera San Pablo Burgos when he played in the ACB, but both Tariq Phillip and Gabe joining from the Turkish Basketball Super League. Tariq playing for Tofaş Bursa, Gabe playing for Darius Shafika. We've said this time and time again, the experience you've taken, it's only helping the British Basketball League progress further.
Yeah, I mean, you just mentioned a couple of names there on the Lions roster, but if you go through them name by name, you know, the career they've had as a collective, you know, we see Jordan Taylor on the bench tonight, you know, not dressed, unfortunately, but another amazing player.
Well, this is a man who's been the face of the Newcastle Eagles for a very, very long time. Played with the great, fabulous Flanoy, who's currently an assistant coach with Nick Nurse, former British Basketball League coach. And that is at the Philadelphia 76ers. But, you know, he's a veteran player now, but his leadership is imperative for this Newcastle Eagles team going forward.
Yeah, well, he is the veteran player of this league. You know, he's the guy with the most titles. You know, the most titles, the most experience in the league. You know, and hopefully, I think that's something that Coach Stewart is relying on this year. And hopefully, he can. You know, it's a tough first half, but hopefully, he's leading his team. He's talking to the team at halftime, and he's, you know, leading them to a much better second half for them.
Basel fans, we do apologize. We're just trying to sort out the few technical issues that we are sorting out here currently at the Newcastle Eagles virtual arenas, but now we're good to go. Well, that was quick. Eagles will get the first possession. Are we going to see the greatest comeback of the season? Will the Lions continue to pile on the misery here for the home fans? We'll find a neighbor, pick and pop, wide open, three is up. And that's a good offense, but, you know, he's got to knock that one down.
Yeah, it's definitely a great look for Newcastle, especially after the first half ball had. I think it's a really good offensive play set out of you know, the halftime break for Coach Stewart's team.
Morgan Coe on the screen. Find Olasheni. Well, sharing is caring. Lions making a lot of passes now. Morgan's got to get something going. Pulls up for Hail Mary three-pointer, can't get it.
You've got to like the defensive intensity there from the Eagles.
Well, GB General just taking right back by taking candy from a baby there against Jordan Johnson. Finding Decker, puts up the three in the corner.
But there's the difference right there. You see that three-point shot heavily contested by Will Neighbor. You know, that's something that I'm sure Coach Stewart talked to them about at halftime.
Well, a bit of a reaction there from the home crowd. Have a look at the replay here from Luke Nelson's foul. Well, Dan, I got to ask you, you have played in the ACB, you played in North Macedonia. Sometimes you do see those calls get upgraded. Yeah, now it's, I mean, one of the things I think the refereeing crew has got has defined the level of contact in the game, and I think they've done a great job so far this evening. But that was a good job that Luke played at the ball there. If not, I think it might have been an unsportsmanlike foul. Nice penetration by Jordan Johnson, slicing the defense up. Newcastle getting the first field goal here in the second half. Basel fans, here is some action from the game between Bristol Flyers and Cheshire Phoenix. Flyers have a 9-point lead, and there's going to be, well, missed wide open layup there from Sam Decker. The 9-point lead in Bristol. It's Phoenix trying to find a way back in that one. Johnson now looking to isolate. Finding Whitfield. Whitfield just finding an opening. Again, turns it over. Good steal by Golasheni. Lions have numbers. Finds Decker, goes up and finishes in transition. That's assist number 8 now for Gabe Olasheni. Gabe's out there looking like Magic Johnson, leading the break. Scoop past the Decker for the finish on the fast break. I don't think... Actually, I do remember this, actually, when you guys beat Montenegro in the FIBA Eurobasket qualifiers. Did something very similar. But now Neighbor goes off the dribble. Can't get this one. Olasheni with another rebound. Yeah, I mean, confidence in Gabe's on sky high with confidence at the moment. He's playing great. He's had a great start to his British basketball career. You know, and I think we're seeing that tonight here in the virtual arena. Olasheni finds Decker. Can't get this one. Newcastle come up with it. Well, they find Whitfield. They go for a 3 in transition. Again, just will not go in. But the follow-up by Delpesh. And that's what they need from Delpesh. You know, they need that energy. They need that offensive rebound. And they need that intensity just inside the paint. And, you know, he's got to try and put a stop to Gabe's dominance. Cutting it down at 23 points. Olasheni top now, finding Luke Nelson. He tries a 3-ball. Just won't go in. Well, nice pass by Johnson, finding Ricky McGill. Transition points, something we didn't see from the Eagles. At the moment, Petar Božić, he's going to call timeout as he wants to talk it over with his players, trying to calm down the storm here for the Eagles run.
Yeah, great start for the second half for the Newcastle Eagles. Definitely what Newcastle coach Stulter wanted coming out of the break. So hopefully they can continue like this.
4-0 run for the Newcastle Eagles. Nice little dime finding Ricky McGill. Something you just want to see more here from these Newcastle players. Try to get more on the fast break.
Yeah, 100%. That's one of the ways they're going to get back in the game, getting stops on the defensive end and getting out quickly to get some easy baskets on the fast break.
You know, key thing now as well, they've built this momentum. They have this 4-0 run. This is quite a clever play by Petar Božić to call this timeout because, you know, Eagles are going to come out from the timeout and try to maintain that pressure going forward.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Coach Božić's an extremely experienced coach, knows exactly what he's doing. Just going to calm his troops down now, draw up a play and make sure they get a good shot on the offensive end. And as I said, hopefully calm them down and get them back to where they were in the first half.
Serbian international coach, prior to going to London, worked in the NBA G League with the Austin Spurs, both as an assistant and as a head coach. But you know, life has been good for him so far, not only in the British Basketball League, but also continental hoops in the Euro Cup. They had their first defeat, but that was an exciting game. Double overtime. Now we're going to take a look at some of the fixtures coming up here in the British Basketball League. Well, Basel fans, on Sunday, you can look for some exciting action as the Plymouth City Patriots, they will be hosting Dan Clark's Surrey Scorchers, two teams in desperate need of another victory. While the other game that will be going on, Caledonia Gladiators, they will be hosting the Leicester Riders. You can watch it live on the YouTube platform of the British Basketball League. Nelson looking to isolate, tries to penetrate, draws the contact, gets the ad one. He'll go to the free throw line. The GB General calming down the storm.
Yeah, it was a great play drawn up there by Coach Božić, I think. You know, there's a lot of distraction on the weak side of the floor with Gabe and Dante Gratham over there. And Luke took advantage of that and had a clear open lane to the basket.
Well, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, like father, like son. And again, Basel fans, we do apologize for the technical issues that we are having with the clock. We will try to keep you updated as the game goes on. We're just under 7 minutes here in the third quarter. 24-point lead to the London Lions. McGill coming off one screen, finding neighbor. Well, Del Pesh had the post up. They didn't get the ball to him. McGill goes for a Hail Mary three-pointer, can't get it.
You know, it was great defense from the Lions there. You know, it's the same play they ran coming out of halftime where Will Neighbor had a great look at the three-point shot and the Lions recognized it and stopped it as soon as it started.
Well, again, the assist coming from Sam Deck. Olasheni making a cut down the middle, and it's too easy here for the Lions.
Right place, right time as always.
McGill trying to attack, trying to make a no-look dime. Another turnover here for the Eagles.
Yeah, I don't think the Eagles are in a position to start making passes like that. You know, they need solid plays and a lot more efficient plays.
Look for a seal out here, almost lost it, keeps this one alive. Nelson pulls up for a three, hand his face, can't get it.
Again, a good contest from the Newcastle Eagles there, something they struggled with in the first half. They definitely made some changes coming into the second half here.
Well, Del Pesh made a bit of contact, kicks out to Whitfield. He's wide open. He takes a three-pointer, and 6-1. Much needed 3 points for the Newcastle Eagles.
Yeah, those are the best threes. After an offensive rebound, you know, pass comes from underneath the basket, and stepping into that three is almost like a practice shot for these guys.
This arena currently in Tyneside, the Virtu Motors Arena, currently very dead silent here. The fans, though, trying to get back into it. Olasheni kicks out the Grantham. Grantham tries another three-pointer, can't get it.
Some of those looks that were going down for Lions, you know, during the first half, you know, just a bit short in the second half. You know, they have to be careful that they don't let Newcastle back in the game here, because Newcastle are very capable of making the game of this.
Whitfield made his last three, goes for another one. Back-to-back triples, and a 6-0 run for the Newcastle Eagles. Well, 2 wide open looks there for Whitfield. Lions maybe just taking the foot off the gas defensively, but they still have a 20-point lead.
Yeah, as we said at the top of the show, Whitfield's probably the only guy on the Eagles roster who's shooting the ball at a high percentage this season. You know, he is their designated shooter. So hopefully they can get him going again.
British Basketball League fans, we're going to take a short little break as we will be back momentarily. The Eagles trailing by 20 points to the London Lions.
So the first one, we got alley-oop versus Newcastle. So here, playing good defense. I think I should have forced them left, but didn't. Still got the steal. TA threw me the lob, and you know, the rest was history. Every time me and TA is on the break, it's 2-on-1. I know TA is going to lob it up there for me, so it's my guy. I would rate that one out of 5 stars, 3 stars. Circus shot versus Suri. Don't know how I almost fell, but I slipped on something. I think we had probably like 3 seconds on the shot clock. So after I got up, I just knew I had to like throw something up there, but I had to like put a little touch on it because I was just in an awkward position. I'll say that's a 4-star for sure. Next one, dunk on McKenzie. Packed crowd, got the steal, just kept driving. He kept giving me room to like dribble, and so I just took off. I would rate that one probably like 5 stars. That's probably one of my best like body to body dunks. First time I dunked, it was like my 10th grade year in high school, and I remember I dunked it, and I just looked at my pops. I didn't look at anybody else, I just looked at my pops in the crowd because he always told me that like I should be dunking some of these layups. And so I just wanted to prove to him that like I'm gonna dunk it one time in the game. When I do it, I'm gonna look straight at you when I do it. So that was the first time.
Let's take this thing higher, higher than you ever been. Stand tall like Everest. I mean higher. You ain't gotta settle in. Go places they never been. We go higher, non-stop.
Welcome back, Basel fans. Currently live here at the Newcastle Virtus Motor Arena. At the moment, back-to-back three-pointers from Whitfield has made it a 20-point deficit as we're under 5 minutes here in the third. Finds Connor Morgan off the pick and pop. 3 is up. 3 is good. Good response there from the Lions.
Yeah, and that's what we're used to seeing from Connor Morgan. That pick and pop action. You know, I think it was Matt Morgan drawing the defense and leaving Connor wide open for that 3-point shot.
Oh, great play by Morgan. Drive there by Johnson. Just drawing the foul. The foul is going to be against Mo Solowati. You know, we haven't actually mentioned him. He is actually a former EuroLeague player and also in the ACB when he played for Unicaja Malaga.
Yeah, I mean, Mo's another one of those guys that's got an amazing career behind him. Lucky to have him back in the British Basketball League from last season. You know, he had a great junior career, as you said, in Malaga, and learned from some of the best coaches, including Coach Juan Plaza down in Malaga. So another guy who's fluent in Spanish. It's one of the great things that basketball can offer these players.
Johnson currently at the free throw line. Well, Eagles have to try and do as much as they can to try and get themselves back into this one. But again, it's got to be little battles within this game they've got to try to go for, Dan.
Yeah, it's a long time to go in the game still. And the Eagles have got, they've got a full arena on a Friday night in Newcastle. They've got to make a good game of this for their fans before anything else happens.
Solowati pick and pop, can't get it. Austin Jr. gets a rebound. Can the Eagles try to get this close to 10 points as much as possible going into the fourth? Goes in for the little teardrop, can't get it, but we've seen this so many times. Eagles have got it inside the paint, but now Lions have numbers. Morgan going all the way. This guy simply unbeatable on both ends of the floor.
Yeah, I mean, he's capable of going off right now. He can have an easily 15, 20-point quarter if he gets going.
Basel fans, we do apologize for the issues we've had here with the clock. We are trying to sort this out, but it's 3:51 to go here in the third quarter. Well, Dan, I got to ask you, where was the foul?
I mean, Jordan Johnson's one of the more expert players, I think, in making the refs think it's a foul. He's a great actor at some points, but he uses it to the best of his advantage and is an extremely intelligent player.
That's a very good point you made there, but I guess the reason he's been able to draw that foul there is just after the transition bucket made by Matt Morgan, how quickly he was able to get the ball up the floor. But that was something we saw from the Eagles when they played on their own, the copper box. We haven't seen that from them here tonight. Granted, they've missed a lot of shots in the half court, but you haven't really seen that tenacity to really take the ball to the lines.
No, I think they started in the first half trying to do that and taking quick shots and getting up and down the floor very quickly, but it's very hard to run up and down when the other team's scoring and not getting stops in the defensive end.
Again, just talk about getting the ball up the floor. Lions exemplifying the true meaning of dominance here. As Mark Studel's got a cool timeout, and that has got to be very disappointing for his team's defense.
Yeah, 100%. Giving up an easy one like that off a free throw is extremely disappointing, extremely frustrating for any coach, I think.
Well, Lions players all have smiles. They're in control of this one, looking like they may be remaining unbeatable this season here in the British Basketball League. But for Newcastle, Dan, I can tell you, it's got to be about pride now.
Yeah, 100%. As I said before, you know, they've got a packed arena at the Virtue Motor Arenas, you know, as they always do on a Friday night, and it's about, you know, putting on the show for their fans still and trying to get back in this game. You know, it's a tough task, but they've got to try and get something out of this game, even if it's looking forward and improving in certain aspects of their team game together.
Definitely a lot of expectations for the Eagles coming into this game, granted how well they played on the road in the Cup box. You know, unfortunately that game went into overtime and they lost, but you know, you made a very good point early. I think Mark Studel at times doesn't quite seem to find out who the best five are for his team at certain points in the game.
Yeah, and I think he's tried a number of different lineups this evening. You know, and I think at some point the players have got to take some accountability and start playing as you know, this professional basketball players, and they've got to stand up and be counted. And as you said, it comes down to pride and making the most of this game now.
British Basketball League fans, if you want to find all the best content from the league, you can see all the highlights on the YouTube platform, as well as see all the best action from the British Basketball League's very own Inside the Paint. Remember, you can see that all on the YouTube platform of the British Basketball League. Please, if you are watching this game, like this live stream and also subscribe to the British Basketball League on YouTube and all other social media platforms. Interesting enough, many people might not know this, but your father, Mark Clark, we know what great work he did with Barkinami, but he was the assistant coach at London Leopards when the assistant coach at London Lions, Robert Youngblood, played for that team.
Yeah, I was lucky enough to be around that team, you know, being around my dad and being around the London Leopards at that time when they went back-to-back champions in the late 90s, some time ago now, but it was a great time for British basketball, and hopefully we're getting back to that stage as we see the British Basketball League develop as we do at the moment.
Well, finally the green light has come on here for the Eagles. Taj Green making a strong move in the post. That's what they needed early on.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit too little too late for Taj Green right now. Hopefully he can regain some form towards the end of this game, but, you know, they needed him from the beginning of the game.
The Eagles can try to build a bit of confidence here. Johnson looking to hesitate. Now they got it here in the half court. They got to get something going. Green looking for a post-up. Got it by Solowade. Morgan getting ready for the double team. Tough play, but nobody going in for an offensive rebound.
Yeah, great defensive recognition from Conor Morgan there. He saw the mismatch with Taj Green in the post and came across to help his teammate.
Well, Morgan in the corner. The penetration by Matt Morgan. Finding Conor Morgan. And let's call that the Morgan combo.
Yeah, and that's what he does best. Matt Morgan drawing that defense once again and finding Conor Morgan wide open on the three-point line.
Back to a 23-point deficit. Johnson pulls up for a three, bit of contact. He knew he was going to the free throw line. As he's fouled by Conor Morgan.
Again, another smart play from Jordan Johnson there. Saw Conor Morgan jumping out of him and had enough time to get his shot off while he received the contact.
Well, there is Gabe Olasheni. Currently has 12 points, 8 assists, and 6 rebounds. Could he be on his way to a triple-double?
Yeah, I mean, I think we all hope so. It'll be a great stat line for Gabe if you manage to get it. Hopefully get back in the game, as I said. Peter Bosic might start to rest some of his more experienced players and more important players, as you know, the load that the London Lions have had coming into this game has been very heavy.
The Eagles currently trailing by 22 points. We're currently now 7 for 10 here from the free throw line this evening. The free throws has been a big difference in the deficit, but look at another one. Funny enough now, Newcastle only 7 turnovers in this game, but I guess the problem is only 4 points from turnovers and only 8 fast break points. But you know, we talk about them missing a lot of easy buckets inside the key. They have had 24 points in the paint tonight.
Yeah, 100% is a big part of Stutel's game plan and Stutel's team, the way the team has been constructed. But as I said many times this evening, if you're going to allow a team like the London Lions to score pretty much on every possession down the floor, it's going to be hard for you to get out in transition, hard to get those easy baskets as a team.
Good pass from the Lions. Terry Phillip turns down the temperature. Gets this one back now. Looks to penetrate. Finds Matt Morgan. Sandy in the corner. Can't get it. Again, another turnover. Lions come up with it.
Another great play there from Tariq. Those little 1%ers that make a huge difference for any team.
Kieran Sandy again in the corner. Again, no problem on the second one. But he makes a three-pointer. But Dan, the one thing I was going to say to you, one thing that's definitely going to frustrate Mark Stutel. Lions have scored 40 points inside the key tonight.
Yeah, 100%. You know, that was started off by the great start from Gabe, and I think the rest of the team have just built on that and taken advantage to the lack of defense at times from the Newcastle Eagles this evening.
Well, a quick three-pointer taken in the offense. That was Mike Spencer. Not too much concern for him. Again, he'll be looking for their next matchup, of course, after this in the Euro Cup. 20 points, we mentioned. 20 field goals, excuse me, inside the paint for the Lions. 40 in total. Now they're just having fun here, passing the ball around.
Yeah, we see again this lineup with Conor Morgan playing the 5 position, really bringing the Newcastle big away from the basket, and causing a lot of problems because they're just not comfortable being out there with him.
Well, Johnson tried to go for the Euro step, just couldn't finish. Sandy draws a foul. It's on Darius Tifoso. He'll go to the free throw line here for 2 shots of 107 to go here in the third quarter. Lions leading by 23 points.
Yeah, great to see, you know, Kieran Sandy getting in the game now. Young British talent that, you know, we're increasingly seeing across the league. A lot of the teams having young British talents on their bench and giving them an opportunity to play at this level.
Well, Sandy made his last three-pointer. Again, a good chance for him to get some good minutes. You know, he doesn't necessarily feature much when they play games in the Euro Cup because, you know, they are against some of the best in Europe. They're not going to go up against teams like Hapoel Tel Aviv, Paris. They'll play them again when they make a journey to France later on. But, you know, you made a good point. Brett Berman's done a very good job of trying to identify top British talent and to bring them to the Lions. Gabe Olasheni, you know, of course, Terry Phillip as well, and not to mention Luke Nelson. So a very, very well put together team.
Yeah, I think we see the young guys on the team, to call them that way, in Bradley Cabosa and Kieran Sandy on the floor right now, and it's great to see that they're trying to develop young British talent, and I think a lot of the teams across the league are trying to do the same.
Johnson trying to penetrate, makes a bit of contact, gets the @1. He'll go to the free throw line. The foul is on Bradley Cabosa.
Yeah, another. You know, I think Newcastle should try to do a bit more of this throughout the game. You know, getting downhill, getting those, you know, getting the feet in the lane, and creating for themselves, or as Jordan did in this case, or finding a teammate.
Well, that's just experience against inexperience there. Bradley Cabosa, yeah, one thing, you know, you're going to like about him, he doesn't lack any confidence. He is tough as nails, but you know, one thing he has to learn is how to defend much quicker point guards.
Yeah, I can tell you from experience that, you know, if you're going to play for a coach like Peter Bosic, you're going to have to play defense. You know, you're not going to get a chance on the offensive end if you're not playing defense. So that's going to be one of the first things he's going to have to excel in to get, you know, a more dominant role in this London Lions lineup.
Josh Ward-Hebert putting his hands in the passing lane, causing a turnover. Still a 27-point ball game. Well, my apologies, actually 23-point ball game, now making it a 20-point ball game. My mathematics just a little bit off there, but big three-pointer. Now it's a 20-point deficit.
Yeah, again, we see Taj Green slowly finding a bit of form here in the third quarter, and hopefully he can carry this into the fourth quarter and the upcoming games for the Eagles.
Fine Solowade kicks out again, another three-pointer. Dan Clark, you might need to get your umbrella out.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of threes going down. I think it's, you know, it's important to highlight as well the way that the Lions have adapted to Newcastle's defense in the second half. You know, they're finding that short roll with Conor Morgan in that little free throw line area, and he's able to distribute from that area in the same way that Gabe was.
Well, slight foul has been called, so I think Jordan Johnson will be going to the free throw line. Petar Božić trying to argue his case with the referee that he didn't feel like there was enough contact to justify the call, but Johnson will get 2 free throws and a chance to potentially make this a 21-point deficit if he makes both of these going into the fourth quarter.
Yeah, we see Jordan Johnson trying to put his team on his back a bit here. You know, he's dominating the ball, a lot of pick and roll for him at the top of the key, and you know, he's getting a lot of success from it at the moment.
Well, it's definitely a foul there. I mean, Kieran Sandy reaching in, no doubt, of course. And you mentioned Johnson very key at, you know, regardless whether he's in a good position to get a shot just to throw his arms up. I mean, that's a foul. That's a good call.
Yeah, again, it's another extremely smart play from Jordan Johnson. You know, Kieran Sandy there, I think a little bit of inexperience right there, sticking his hand in the cookie jar when he shouldn't have done, and Jordan made the most of it.
Well, Johnson tonight, 19 points so far. Currently 9 for 11 from the free throw line. Make that 10 for 12. 2/10 of a second left here in the third quarter. The Lions just going to inbound it, and now we're going to go right into the fourth quarter as the Lions have a 21-point lead. Basel fans, we're going to take a short break momentarily as we'll be back for the fourth quarter. secure this one. Throws a long pass. Are you kidding me? Oh my goodness! Give these guys some credit. Again, time, and Anderson threw it down with no regard.
Saw the Lions over the line. Olaseni with the freedom of the key to jam it home.
He rocked the rim.
Getting handoff now. Pipkins goes up. Oh baby!
My
Are you
gosh.
kidding me? Jalen Pipkins has arrived to the building. Well, took a body with him and just said good night.
Just like baby, I've been joining forces with the likes of an A-team. Jumping off of buildings with the stimulation. Now I'm reaching new heights. I'ma need the off-white. Lights, camera, action, we ready to roll. Alright, places, everybody, let's put on a good show. Big time!
Welcome back, British Basketball League fans. A lot for Mark Studel, head coach of the Newcastle Eagles, to think about as his team currently trail here against the London Lions. Well, I'm your commentator, Josh Bett, alongside former GB player Dan Clark. And Dan, you played for him. You've been in these situations with him. What's it like with Mark Studel when you're down by this amount?
Yeah, as I said at the top of the show, Mark's a great manager of groups. He'll be looking to, to get something out of this game at the moment, positives that he can take forward for them as a team going forward into the next games.
Well, big season ahead here for Mark Studel, currently head coach of the Newcastle Eagles, also taking the team into the European North Basketball League, but also getting ready for the FIBA Eurobasket qualifiers, with some of the players he'll be coaching right now and built this lead against him. Sandy goes baseline. Morgan's going to get called for a traveling violation. Well, 21 points is not impossible, but, the way this game has gone defensively, Newcastle allowing 40 points inside the paint for the London Lions. It's got to be a monumental comeback if it's going to happen.
Yeah, I can tell you from personal experience last night that 21 points is not impossible to come back from. But yeah, I mean, allowing that many points to a team like London is, it's going to be really, you're just making life tough for yourself, as we see an offensive foul there.
Well, they're going to call the offensive foul against Jordan Johnson for the push-off. That's not a way you want to start the fourth quarter if you are trying to make the comeback.
No, but great defense from Bradley Gaboza. We mentioned it in the third quarter. That's how he's going to earn some minutes on this London Lions team.
Lions with the lead, trying to build some more momentum, trying to close this game out early on. Gaboza kicks out, finds Sandy in the corner, three is up, and it's good. And back to a 24-point ball game. Second three-pointer for Kieran Sandy.
Yeah, he's made a great impact since he come into the game. Energy on defense and hitting the open shots on the offensive end.
Finding Ward Hibbert wide open in the corner. Another three is up. Can't get this one, but Morgan unable to secure the rebound. That will be an Eagles ball on the baseline.
Yeah, Kieran Sandy almost taking that role over from Josh Ward Hibbert that Josh Ward Hibbert's had over the last few years for the London Lions and doing it really well.
Green got a field goal in the third quarter. Now being guarded by Sandy. Under 10 here on the shot clock. Strong. Oh my goodness! Green light has come on. What did we just see, Dan Clark?
I mean, and that's what he's capable of, and that's what makes it so frustrating that, he hasn't brought that to the table earlier on in the game. But, I mean, an amazing move and such a powerful finish in the inside.
Somebody please explain to me the physics of what we just saw. I just saw Taj Green fly and throw it down, and he took Kieran Sandy for a ride.
Yeah, that's a big welcome to the BBL for the British Basketball League, for Kieran Sandy right there.
Well, Gaboza getting caught up with Jordan Johnson. Both players just have a few words for each other. Taj Green, where have you been?
Yeah, I mean, he's such an emotional player and an emotional X factor for this, for this Newcastle Eagles team, and it's disappointing to see him appear in the fourth quarter right here.
Johnson's going to come in. Well, this is interesting because I think he's taking him out there because He was getting into a bit of a verbal altercation with Bradley Caboza, but we'll see how that pans out here for the Eagles. 22-point deficit.
As you say, Bradley doesn't back down from anyone. It doesn't matter if Jordan Johnson's an experienced vet in this league. He's gonna talk what he's got to talk and try and get his game on, basically, against anybody.
It's interesting though, because Basel fans, we do apologize, as we are still facing some technical issues in the clock. We will keep you updated as the game goes on. Just under 8.5, but funny what we say about Bradley Caboza. You talk to him, he's actually a really nice, intelligent kid off the court, but you love the passion he has on the floor as McGill goes for a deep three-pointer. 5-0 run here for the Eagles, cutting it down to 19-point deficit.
Yeah, and that's what the Eagles have got to do. They've got to chip away at this lead. They've got to try and make the most of the time they've got on the floor together now and get better as a team.
Solowade finding Morgan. Turns it over. Eagles have numbers now. 3-on-2. Whitfield's going to go for a 3 in transition. 3 is up. They had a 3-on-2 and they went for a 3-pointer, Dan.
Yeah, I mean, it's a questionable decision there from Whitfield, but he has made a few threes this game, and so you kind of got to live with that, I think.
Finding Nelson. Whitfield falls asleep on defense, and that's going to be point number 42 inside the paint here for the Lions.
Yeah, it's no surprise to me to see that link up there between Mo and Luke. Great friends off the floor, and I think that carries over onto the floor as well.
Well, Green's in the move, puts up a teardrop. If we saw this Taj Green in the first quarter, this could have been a different game.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm Mark Stewart, though, I am happy about this. I'm happy that he's been able to regroup and refocus himself to have an impact on this game tonight.
19-point deficit. Morgan kicks out. Sandy again left alone, fakes a Euro step, but doesn't finish this one. Eagles got to push this one. McGill put, well, that would have been something for every social media platform on the planet.
Yeah, and we see the experience of the London Lions players here. We saw, Luke do it in the first half. Tariq's had a couple of intelligent tactical fouls, and Luke stopping the fast break there before Newcastle and the Eagles could make anything of it.
Well, another change. The big guns coming back in for the Lions. As we mentioned, Gabe Olasheni, 2 assists and 4 rebounds away from a triple-double. And possibly might be the first triple-double of the season, as you mentioned.
Yeah, I mean, he's got 7 minutes to do it. It will be a great story, I think, if he's able to do it. A 5-man getting a triple-double. It's not often seen, and it'll be interesting to find out if any of our stats people behind the scenes can find out if any big men have got a triple-double in the history of the British Basketball League.
Lions have led by 26. Now it's back to a 19-point ball game. These two teams just exchanging 3-point field goals. Number 13 for London.
Yeah, again, another spot-up 3-point shot for the London Lions. Stepping into shots there. They train and practice those shots on a daily basis. Eagles have got to try and run them off that line and make it difficult for them.
McGill can't get this one. Lions trying to push this with Dante Grantham. Down to Olasheni. Fancies his post up. Draws the contact, and he'll go to the free throw line. The foul is on Taj Green. I thought he was going to walk out the building again.
Yeah, we never know where he's going to go, right?
That's what you like here from Gabe Olasheni. How many times we saw him do this for Great Britain and for Darius Shafkin in the Basketball Champions League. I mean, you don't really see that these days. The foundation big man, the back to the post player, but it's good to see that Gabe Olasheni just bringing back the old school style of post play.
Yeah, I mean, Gabe, amongst many other things, a student of the game, he knows how to play in many different ways. Obviously, in modern basketball, in today's basketball, we see a lot of highlight action from our big guys, but it's good to see that he's still got those low post fundamentals.
I always have this argument whenever I go to FIBA Eurobaskets, FIBA Basketball World Cups, and I say, look, in Great Britain, we have Gabe Olasheni. And for me, he's one of the best centers in Europe, and I will never back down to that phrase. I might be biased, but I know I'm talking facts when I say that.
Yeah, 100%. I can't disagree with you there in anything. He's a true professional to the game, works hard every day. And as I said, he's an extremely talented individual and has helped many teams around Europe win basketball games.
Defoe pick a pop now, shooting for the 15-foot mark. Slices it back down to an 18-point deficit.
I'm not sure if there's a more trademark shot in the BBL than that Darius Defoe mid-range jumper.
Well, that's going to be against Ricky McGill. Veteran player, almost like the Superman here for Newcastle Eagles. Well, Dan, this is what he used to do back in the day, set those screens to go for the mid-range.
Yeah, 100%. It's an extremely effective play, especially Darius Defoe now moving more into that 5 position where, the 5 men are used to just defending the basket a lot more. not sure what's been called here, but
I
yeah.
think they've called a moving screen here against Gabe Olasheni, I believe. Let's see the replay of that one. I think Gabe Olasheni set the ball screen for Matt Morgan and probably just held on to Ricky McGill as he was defending him. And that's going to be frustrating because you know as well as a big man how easy it can be called to get an illegal screen called against you.
Yeah, and a lot of the times it is the big man's fault, but a lot of the times, you know, it's down to the guard as well to make sure the big man is set and his feet are set on the floor so he doesn't move.
Mo Sholawati getting an open three-pointer, but just turning down the temperature in this building. Still an 18-point ball game. 5:28 to go.
Yeah, and we see Peter Bosic there questioning that shot from Mo. You know, I think he's still, you know, as any good coach does, he's still expecting the best from his players and hoping they make good decisions on the floor.
McGill getting a handoff. Got it by Kaboza. Pulls up in the mid-range. Bit of shake and bake, can't get it. Green trying to contest for an offensive rebound, but couldn't come up with it. Eagles don't have any more fouls to give. Kaboza going in. And that's the 5th foul, so any more, Lions will go to the free throw line, and that might be a little bit of a delayed call in my mind.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't see, it was obviously a strong drive from Bradley, but I thought the defense from Joshua Tibbett there was exceptional, and he was pretty straight when the shot went up. You know, he's obviously questioning this and talking to the ref about it. You know, it's great to see that the players and the rest are able to have that dialogue on the court and discuss and disagree about things that are going on.
Bradley Kaboza missing the first free throw. 18 points in 5 minutes, it is possible, but right now it looks like we're seeing a bit of mental and physical fatigue and anxiety from Newcastle Eagles. Basel fans currently in the other game. Bristol Flyers against Cheshire Phoenix with only moments left in the game. It's a 2-point ball game. And that is going to be an exciting finish between the Bristol Flyers and the Cheshire Phoenix. Well, the Newcastle Eagles trying to get back in this one. McGill goes in for a floater. Now he makes it a 17-point ball game with 4:49 to go here.
Yeah, Ricky McGill, another guy that I think we expected. He's had some huge games this year in the British Basketball League, and we expected a bit more from him this evening.
There's a penetration, kicks out. Kaboza in the corner, and he's fouled in the process. Darius Defoe committing the foul, so it's going to be 3 free throws coming up here for Bradley Kaboza. Basel fans, 4:33 to go. We're going to have a short break as we will be back momentarily.
So the first one, we got alley-oop versus Newcastle. So here, playing good defense. I think I should have forced them left, but didn't. Still got the steal. TA threw me the lob, and you know, the rest was history. Every time me and TA is on the break, it's 2-on-1. I know TA is going to lob it up there for me, so it's my guy. I would rate that one out of 5 stars, 3 stars. Circus shot versus Suri. Don't know how I almost fell, but I slipped on something. I think we had probably like 3 seconds on the shot clock. So after I got up, I just knew I had to like throw something up there, but I had to like put a little touch on it because I was just in an awkward position. I'll say that's a 4-star for sure. Next one, dunk on McKenzie. Packed crowd, got the steal, just kept driving. He kept giving me room to like dribble, and so I just took off. I would rate that one probably like 5 stars. That's probably one of my best like body to body dunks. First time I dunked, it was like my 10th grade year in high school, and I remember I dunked it, and I just looked at my pops. I didn't look at anybody else, I just looked at my pops in the crowd because he always told me that like I should be dunking some of these layups. And so I just wanted to prove to him that like I'm gonna dunk it one time in the game. When I do it, I'm gonna look straight at you when I do it. So that was the first time.
Let's take this thing higher, higher than you ever been. Stand tall like Everest. I mean higher. You ain't gotta settle in. Go places they never been. We go higher, non-stop.
Welcome back, British Basketball League fans. Currently, Bradley Kaboza will be going to the free throw line here for 3 free shots as London Lions lead 94-77 with 4:33 to go here in the 4th quarter. It's been some partial signs of a comeback here from the Newcastle Eagles, but you got to credit London Lions. They have just been dominant in this game from start to finish.
Yeah, I mean, after a great start from both teams, I think obviously the Lions built that lead in the second quarter, have been on cruise control ever since.
Caboza makes the second one. A lot to think about for Mark Studel. They got to get ready for the next game in the European North Basketball League. Well, they'll play against Brno from the Czech Republic.
Yeah, it's a big month coming up for the Newcastle Eagles. Obviously not in the position in the league that they want to be, nor their fans expect them to be. They're the most decorated team in the British Basketball League. So it'll be interesting to see how they react and how they come back from this loss.
Eagles have under 4.5 to change this around. Johnson had a bit of space there for the perimeter. Now we're under 10 here on the shot clock. Johnson go baseline. Goes in with a reverse layup, just can't get it. Well, that's going to be rebound number 8 for Gabe Olasheni. 1 assist away from that double-double, and now 2 rebounds away from a triple-double for Gabe Olasheni. Grantham got it by Taj Green. Olasheni goes up, he gets fouled, and he'll go to the free throw line. He's 1 for 2 from the charity stripe this evening. I think he took quite a hard shot there from Darius Defoe's like a Hulk.
Yeah, I'll be taking a little present there from Newcastle, from Darius Defoe back home to London.
1 assist, 2 rebounds away from that triple-double. What a big monument that will be for him.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be historic, I think. I'm not sure if any big man in the British Basketball League have managed to get a triple-double, but it would be an amazing evening for Gabe.
Well, his first game this season was on the road against your Surrey Scorchers, and did what do you expect? He got a double-double that game, and that's what he's known for doing. The last few seasons playing in Turkey for Darüşşafaka and the Basketball Champions League, that's what you expect from him, to get a double-double, especially in the rebounds and the points. But tonight, it's looking like he's going to get a triple-double.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of those assists have come off, from the amazing percentage and the amazing amount of threes that the London Lions have made in today's game. But that doesn't take away from the, we talked about it at different points during the game, that it's an underrated part of Gabe's game. So it'll be great for him to highlight that.
Well, it won't be the first triple-double this season, but again, it will be a monumental landmark here for Gabe Olasheni. I'll get apologies on that. It will be the first triple-double this season, actually. I do apologize for that. But again, monumental now. 6 seconds there on the shot clock. Johnson trying to post up. Trying to find Taj Green. Olasheni coming up with a steal. Yeah, again, his second steal tonight.
Yeah, I mean, you see again there, just the whole team play from the London Lions. Matt Morgan, who's widely known as their best scorer, playing great team defense there and stopping the drive.
Grantham couldn't make the three-pointer. Finds McGill, pump fakes, goes up. It's down an 18-point ball game with just over 3 minutes here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and as we've said before, that was key for Newcastle Eagles to be successful in this game, was getting out on the fast break and finishing, and they haven't been able to do that.
Caboza just going over the screen, just a little bit too short there. The Lions still with an 18-point lead. Just to get his feet under that shot.
No, he forgot to have his Weetabix this morning. Obviously, very short on that three-point attempt.
Newcastle trying to salvage whatever they can in this game. Remember, they lost to the Lions in the last one in overtime. Green gets caught a double team. Ward Hibbett's going to get called for the traveling violation. Well, the Oyster card just doesn't work up here in the Northeast End.
No, it definitely doesn't. Josh lived a number of years in London, but yeah, it definitely doesn't happen on Tyneside.
Well, Dan, I got to ask you, many players you could choose off this game. We focused on 2 players, Connor Morgan and Gabe Olasheni, but I'm going to ask you the tough question. Who has been your player of the game so far?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's definitely going to be down to, between those two. They both had exceptional games. Gabe, obviously, with this possible triple-double, if this 3 goes down there, that would be his 10th assist. And obviously Connor, adapting to a new position that he has done over recent weeks, and playing extremely well today, and being a focal point of the Lions' offense and defense.
Well, there it is, 10th rebound, double-double for Gabe Olasheni, but he needs 1 more assist to get the first ever triple-double of the season. Osolawade tries to use his ball screen, can't get it. But he kind of just wanted to give the ball to Gabe. Move to the point guard.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're all rooting for Gabe now to see if he can get this triple-double. It'll be, as we said before, it'll be a great night for Gabe if he's able to do it.
Well, it doesn't look like there's going to be a triple-double. I think Robbie Youngblood may have just told him, I think you see the response there. Why'd you take me out? Yeah, we know he's got a double-double, but all he needed was one more assist to, come on, put it back in.
Yeah, I think that's what everyone in British basketball wants to see at the moment. We want to see Gabe on the floor trying to get this 10th assist.
You love the look at his face there. He is perplexed why he's out of the game. He just needed one assist to get a triple-double.
Yeah, I can imagine the conversation going on there between Tariq and Gabe. I think Tariq's giving them a few little digs there just to make a bit of fun of him.
Well, phenomenal performance from Gabe Olasheni. Finished with that double-double. One assist shy of a triple-double. So the Lade finds. Randy Gabozma kicks out to GB General. Can't get this one. 16-point lead with just over 90 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. Another long one. Tip it good from Josh Ward-Hibbert. Dan, you know, where has it all gone wrong here for the Eagles? Started the game off with 4 3-pointers in the first quarter, but we highlight the defense, but really, has that been you know, where it's all fallen apart for them?
I think defense has been a huge problem for him, especially in the first half, and allowing Lions to get out to that big lead. And as soon as you let a team like Lions get into a 20, 25-point lead, you're always going to struggle to get back in the game. I think there are some positives that we can take, that Coach Stu and the Newcastle can take from the game, but I think there's a lot of work still to be done to have a successful season up on Tyneside.
Well, big game coming up then midweek in the European North Basketball League. 11 here on the shot clock for the Lions. Score finding Sandy. Well, Sandy took 3 steps on the pass and nutmegged his own teammate. I don't know what was more amazing, the fact he didn't get called for a travel or that he nutmegged Luke Nelson.
Yeah, Luke did really well to get out of the way of that pass. Who knows what would have happened if he'd actually called it. We hear the Virtue Motors are in a dead silence, and I think that's a credit to the way the London Lions have played tonight. Keeping an arena like that is a hostile environment when the Eagles are running and gunning. It's it's a testament to what the Lions have been able to do this evening.
I mean, this is championship DNA exemplified. I know a lot of people are going to say, well, they've been able to recruit more players coming from the ACB, players coming from the French Pro LNB, but at the end of the day, you have to put a team together and they have to perform, and that's what they've done in the last 2 seasons. Credit to Ryan Schmidt, and of course this season to Petar Božić. And as well, being GM of Surrey Scorchers, you can recruit good players, but it's about getting those players to click on the floor. Defoe goes to the long one, can't get it. McGill now wide open 3, he puts it up, cuts it down now. Again, the Eagles have been the closest they've ever been so far in this game.
Yeah, I think Lions are just trying to see this game out now. You see that the defensive intensity's dropped a bit for them, but it's understandable, and as we see the final minute of this game play out.
Well, rejection by Taj Grimm. It's going to be a goaltender because the ball did hit the backboard, but we'll have to see the replay of that one. Did the ball touch the backboard?
Yeah, I'd like to see that one again.
Well, there's a certain rule here, because it doesn't matter if it touches the backboard. It has to be a process whether it looks like it's going to be going in, though, as well, right?
Yeah, I mean, but I think it's difficult to decide whether the ball's going in. I'm still not sure completely. Obviously, we have the advantage of seeing it on replay, but it definitely looked like Taj pinned the ball on the backboard on that play.
Well, Basel fans watching, when the ball does touch the backboard, and if it's in a good position where it is going in and is blocked, that is automatically going to be called for a goaltending violation, as McGill's unable to hit the 3-pointer. Well, dominant performance here from the London Lions. Basketball fans, we thank you for joining us here in the Northeast at the Newcastle Virtu Motors Arena. At the end of this one, London Lions, they're going to take the victory 99-86 against the Newcastle Eagles. Phenomenal performance from Petar Božić's players. They remain unbeatable this season. Dan, we keep saying it time and time again, this team, they are just the true definition of unbeatable.
Yeah, so far they have been, and there's no doubt about that. They're the toughest team in the league to beat. They've got so much depth at every position, and I think today it was an example of how to play as a team, and and function as a team more than anything. You know, I think different players did different things, and obviously I think, you know, the man on the screen there showed out, but I think it was a great team effort.
Player of the game, Gabe Olasheni, finishing with a double-double, but you saw his response. 13 points, 10 rebounds, 9 assists, 1 shy of a triple-double, and that would have been the first of the season. But as much as disappointed as he will be, I think he'd also be happy to know that his team is still unbeatable. Yeah,
100%. Knowing Gabe and knowing how he thinks, you know, obviously he would have wanted to get that individual milestone, but you know, he's very much a team player, and something that he'll be proud of is the fact that they've won and they've come up to a difficult arena and played a very good game.
I think Gabe is still slightly a little bit disappointed, but a phenomenal performance. But you know, Connor Morgan, another player that you talked about pre-game, 17 points from him. He was 5 rebounds and 6 assists short of a triple-double. Another phenomenal performance from him.
Yeah, I mean, Connor, as we said at the top of the show, like he's had good performances, but he was lacking that great performance. And I think going to an arena in the British Basketball League like the Virtue Motors Arena and putting on that performance, and at certain points of the game, he was, you know, he had the team on his back, and he did really well to perform like he did.
Basel fans, we're going to meet with the player of the game, Gabe Olasheni. Well, Gabe, first of all, fantastic performance, and I think we saw the reaction when you went to the bench. 13 points, 10 rebounds, and 1 assist shy of a triple-double. But again, phenomenal performance of the double-double.
I appreciate it, man. Is that DC? I can't see you. Was that DC on the? Is that DC in the studio?
Oh, he's here with me. Yeah, he's definitely here.
Yeah, I'm here.
How's he doing today? How's he doing?
I'm doing fine. Josh looked after me today, not my first experience, but you know, it was great to see you play like that.
I appreciate it, man. I always say you have a face for television, not radio, so it's good to hear from you, mate.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Well, Gabe, I've been saying to him, I've been seeing your time for Great Britain, also played the last 2 years or 3 years with Dara Shafka. Tonight, a phenomenal performance, but you know, you had 6 assists in the first half.
Yeah, I mean, the team, the coaching staff trust me, my teammates trust me to make those decisions on the short roll, and I just have to make the right read every time. I try not to turn it over, so I just have to reward their trust in me, and luckily today, guys made shots.
Yeah, we got to talk about some of your teammates as well, the likes of Morgan. Morgan had a phenomenal game. Connor Morgan, that is, 17 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. I mean, it's got to be great having so many great players around you.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, every game someone steps up, you know. Obviously, we have the big names like Sam, but we have so many other guys to step up in whatever role they're asked to do. So it changes the game to game, but one thing I like is that regardless of the situation, you know, we came off a double overtime game. Going up to, I think, the last game too was a difficult situation. So we have a team of pros. We lock into the game plan and we try and execute as best we can.
Yeah, Gabe, as I said before, great jobs this evening. You know, we were talking about it here in commentary with Josh. It's just the amount of players that make those 1% plays. You know, you see Tariq Phillips sticking his hand in, getting, you know, essential steals. How key is that to the development of this team and everyone understanding each other's role?
Oh, it's very important. I think we had a really good training camp. Obviously, we didn't play that many preseason games, but over the course of the BBL and the Euro Cup season, guys have really brought into the roles. We do have roles, but at the same time, we're not in those boxes. You know, like I'm a defensive guy, I'm a rebounder, I can finish around the rim. But today, I had to step up and make plays off the short roll. So everyone's capable, but also everyone sticks to the game plan, which is great.
Gabe, just want to say thank you so much, a phenomenal performance, and all the best to you guys as you head into the Euro Cup.
I appreciate it, man. Good to hear from you guys.
Good luck, Gabe.
Well, that was Gabe Olasheni, as we mentioned, finishing with 13 points, 10 rebounds, and 1 assist shy of getting that triple. He had 9 assists of his team's 34. But Dan, run us through these stats.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the field goal percentage, the 3-point percentage, but that 34 assists just stands out by itself. Absolutely amazing number. It was a great team performance, and that's shown by the number of assists that have been handed out by that London Lions team.
Well, Basel fans, we just heard from Gabe Olasheni, but now it's time to meet with the mastermind, the great Petar Božić. An unbelievable victory. Coach, fantastic. Coach, I want to ask you something. Gabe Olasheni was 1 assist away from getting a triple-double, and you took him out of the game.
Oh, my God. Wow, now I feel bad. I didn't watch the stats, and nobody didn't tell me, so I'm going to see with my assistant coaches what's going on. Yeah, that's like, as you said, the assists really... Great team game tonight. One more time, what's the number of assists? 30?
34.
I just heard you say, yeah, that's great. But, you know, 2 different halves. First half when we controlled defensively much more than the second half. But, you know, I cannot complain. We won the game. We knew that this one going to be tough. So I'm happy for a win.
Hi, Coach. Dan Clark here. Great performance, I think, on both ends of the court. Obviously, you're coming into a tough stretch of games, a lot of games in not many days. How are you managing that with your players? You know, we saw Jordan Taylor out tonight. Sam Decker was on limited minutes still. How are you managing that with your guys and the staff you have?
The one thing, the players are aware of the schedule and everything, and whoever plays give the maximum. So we don't feel that we are missing anybody. Everybody else take the part of responsibility. So this is not the first time we are doing this. We have to, but it works. So everyone happy.
Coach, one last question I'll ask you. It looks like defense is the key thing for your London Lions team. Teams really struggling to score and really to compete with you. I mean, what do you guys do on a day-to-day practice to get this team collectively to defend so well as a team?
I still think that there is more room for improvement on defensive end. I think, you know, this team really have offensive power, but on the end of the day, we try to every type of confidence on every easy points get from our defense. So, you know, that's our emphasis from the day one of training camp.
Coach, just want to say, hvala lepo, prijatelji, doviđenja, and laku noć.
Laku noć. Thank you, guys. All the best.
Thanks, Coach.
Well, Basel fans, we're going to take a look at the story of the second half. And Dan, you know, there was a bit of a spirited comeback at times there from the Newcastle Eagles, but London Lions just simply too dominant.
Yeah, I really do think Newcastle tried to change up in the second half after a difficult first half. You know, they definitely tried to do different things, which is encouraging, I think, for them going forward. But as I said, London Lions just too strong, I think, across the whole game.
Well, the Lions just going through the motions. There was a penetration by Matt Morgan, finding Connor Morgan. And we call that the Morgan combo, Morgan to Morgan. And this is how the game went here. 17 points to Connor Morgan.
Yeah, great performance from Connor Morgan. I think it was, you know, essential and key into what the London Lions tried to do tonight, and playing him in that small ball 5 role. You know, it caused a lot of difficulties for the Newcastle Eagles bigs.
Well, there was Taj Green from the perimeter. Again, he showed some good signs in the second half, but they needed him in the first half, Dan.
Yeah, it was disappointing to see that he didn't really show up until after, you know, well into the second half. He's an extremely, extremely important player for the Newcastle Eagles, an emotional X factor for them. And when he's going, they're all going, I think, and that he can really get the Virtue Motors Arena behind them.
Kieran Stanley hitting his second three-pointer in the second half. Well, here was another post. I mean, look at this move. Explain to me the logic of Taj Green. That was green light just coming on.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't have many highlights this game, but that was definitely a highlight of the game for me.
But that just exemplified the defense of Newcastle Eagles, allowing too many points inside the paint. But again, Taj Green getting the floater, but his team came up with the defeat. Well, Basel fans, we're going to take a look at some of the results and fixtures so far. 2 games that come up on Sunday. Plymouth City Patriots, they will be hosting the Surrey Scorchers, and the big one will be Caledonia Gladiators, as they will host Leicester Riders. But of course, a big result for the Bristol Flyers at home. Like the London Lions, they are remaining unbeatable here with a huge victory, 74-70 against the Cheshire Phoenix. Time now to look at the league standings here in the British Basket League. London Lions, they're not going to lose a game yet. Still with 11 victories so far here in the season. Your Surrey Scorchers, you know, they picked up a big victory at home against Manchester Giants, and they'll be looking for a big game as they will be taking on the Plymouth City Patriots.
Yeah, 100%. A huge game at the bottom of the table. Really looking for a big win and a big performance from our team down in Plymouth.
Well, that's going to be an epic showdown. 2 teams rock bottom of the British Basket League. Surrey Scorchers will be taking on the Plymouth City Patriots. But again, you know, a big game here for the London Lions on the road, showing that championship DNA.
Yeah, 100%. Extremely professional performance from the Lions from minute 1 to minute 40. You know, led by Gabe and Connor Morgan. I think it was a great performance, but, you know, they are the team to beat in this league.
Basel fans, we want to say thank you for joining us here on the YouTube platform as well as the New England Sports Network over in the United States. I'm Josh Bett. He's Dan Clark, former GB Olympian. For now, it's good night, and we'll see you on Sunday for more games here in the British Basketball League.